Oh.
You know how you know when you're live? When the music starts playing. It's been too long since I've heard this.
That's true.
That's a good one.
Oh, man. That's right. Here we are once again. We couldn't stay away. The D-List movie reviews are back on the menu, live to Twitch and YouTube, and living forever in YouTube glory.
Ooh, that puts pressure.
I don't care for that.
Yeah, don't like that.
For tonight's D-List movie review, we return once again to our first D-List movie that we did.
That's right.
Which is hidden in some long-lost episode of the Date Night Dice podcast near the end, when we used to try to squeeze in the movie reviews, and then I would get really tired at the end.
Yeah.
It was both. Yeah. It was probably like a 4-hour. Oh, man, Joe's here.
All right.
Woo, woo, woo.
Welcome back. Oh, good. We have somebody listening. Joe, are me and Emily super quiet compared to Ken? We didn't do any testing before we got on here, and we need to
a lot
know.
of wax in my
That's
ears.
how professional we are.
Quiet.
Could be. I had that problem. I had I woke up
straight
one
into
day
it.
and it
Great
was
tone.
like I couldn't hear out of this ear. It was like I had an earplug in. I thought I had an ear infection or something. But
Whoa.
do grown-ups get ear infections?
Not usually.
Not really. I did wake up with a head cold this morning. That was a rude shock in terms of my throat hurts, my ears are full of something. I can't breathe. It was like, wah.
That's no good. I tell you what, I
Yeah.
have been looking forward to this very much because we have struggled to find reasons to get together regularly without the podcast.
It's true. It's true.
That is
And
true.
it's a bummer. So it's good to be back. How am I going to even talk about this movie? I just want to catch up. I just want to hang out.
We can catch up for a second.
Yeah.
What's
What's
up?
new? Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Pressures on.
All I do is work on D&D.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Well,
here goes the eye roll.
Shut
That's
it
what I
down.
work on.
Shut it down. No.
Never mind.
Right?
Never mind. Moving
Ken,
on.
what's up with you?
Nothing.
How's your
Nothing.
golf swing?
I don't know. I haven't played in like a month. I think. So we finished up. It ended beginning of September, and then we went
okay.
to. So we play on a very cheap or a very affordable course, I should say, where sometimes I didn't know this. The actual the grass should be very, very soft. Your club should sort of just cut through it. That's when you
Okay.
see pros, they pick up a big pelt off the grass.
Sorry. Joe says, hey, we're back. Of course we are. Hell yeah.
Like just that horn every time.
Yeah, don't we have the actual horn, or is
Yeah,
that's
don't we?
Discord?
Oh, yeah. That's
that
the
is-
Discord
yeah.
bot. Oops. We'll get that
Anyway.
for next time.
We played a nice course compared to our usual bad course, and I didn't know how to play because it was too nice. So didn't know how to swing.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'd be afraid at a nice course that I would make a divot and I'd have to
Well,
fix it or something.
apparently that's totally fine on a nice course because they take care of it.
Mm.
On a bad course, if you make a divot, it stays there forever, right?
Right.
It's
One of the
now
guys
part
in our
of the
eternity.
course.
is the superintendent for the nice course we're playing at. So every time
Oh.
you swing a club head that's 3.5 inches long, and it looks like you took a shovel to the grass. And you have,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, and then you go
I
pick
don't-
it up and put it back. And,
You just kind
Nice.
of shove it
yeah,
back in
apparently
there.
you just step on it and it comes back. I don't know. Some
Man, this
miracle
sounds
grass.
like an anxiety nightmare to just be
No.
playing with the person who's watching you fuck everything up.
He's a nice guy. He's all
That's
right.
good. That's good. I'd be panicking.
Right, here's what's on my mind. As Korak readies himself for combat, there is an air of wariness about him, as if he carries the weight of countless battles and the countless souls encapsulated within the skulls
Look, I could
adorning
just
his
mute Ben.
crown. Though his posture is resolute, there is a hint of acceptance in his single, smoldering eye, as if he welcomes the prospect of finally being vanquished.
Is this a
Okay,
good
Jan.
guy or a bad guy?
Korak has been imprisoned as the guardian of the vault of the Forge of the High Anvil.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah,
He's
thanks
a
for
bad guy.
answering the question.
Korak has been impregnated by the
Okay.
seeds of Avalon.
Forever cursed to guard the treasure he once tried to steal.
Forever cursed to birth.
That is a
wanna make a-
curse.
Sorry. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Now I've
I've been through
seen
that curse.
Emily's notes for this movie. We should probably get started, or we'll never get to the
Hey,
end.
I cut back too.
All right,
I'm just
let's
hitting
begin.
the highlights. Oh, wait,
6.
first. Wait.
Is there a setup for this?
First,
All right.
have Ben read the IMDb.
Yes.
2018 Mortal Engines. In a post-apocalyptic world where cities ride on wheels and consume each other to survive, two people meet in London and try to stop a conspiracy.
Seems like a weird way to say it, but it's not wrong.
Joe wants to know if you watched the whole thing this time, Ken.
I watched the whole thing, and my wife watched a good portion of it, and my 9-year-old son watched a good portion of it.
Well, I bet one person had fun there then.
The 9-year-old thought it was super cool, right?
Sure.
And
right?
to some degree, that's, I like stuff that 9-year-olds like generally. That's pretty entertaining. But
Right.
That's pretty good.
this
Well, we'll
movie-
get... I'll go ahead.
My test is always, should you watch this movie if you have any interest in it before we roast it? And I would say yes.
I say yes.
If you're even just a little bit interested, it's
Yeah.
not going to be great, but it's not bad. It's not awful.
Don't leave it a mystery.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. So
Did it
turn
need a
this off
second
now.
watch?
No.
No. Would I watch a sequel?
Yes.
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah, I probably would.
Because you know what would be in a sequel? More cities eating cities.
Oh, I was gonna say answers,
Would
but
there?
maybe not.
I don't need answers. All I
Dale?
want to see is more cities eating cities. And if there isn't that, like there was, first of all, there wasn't enough of that. And if I could get some more, then I'm in.
But I can't decide if more cities eating cities would make this movie better, or if towards the end of this, slight spoiler, there's not a lot of cities eating cities towards the end.
Yeah.
Like, is this storyline interesting without cities eating cities? I don't know. Probably not.
I would say no.
Right?
No. I just because I feel like the premise of cities eating cities is like
Insultingly bad.
yeah, but it's just weird enough to be like, what do you mean? It's
Sure.
kind of like when you
I'll
watch a
watch it.
Transformers movie,
Yeah.
you want to see them transform. When I watch a
Yep.
Yeah.
Mortal Engines movie, I want to see the engines be mortal.
That's
I-
fair.
And it only happens once.
I think
and you're
it'd
like,
be
what
if
the
there
hell?
was,
Where's
like-
the rest of them?
There has to be a reason though, and as far as we see, there isn't really much of a reason.
they
so
do
that
not-
is the issue.
I think that's my big thing. They don't present a strong enough case for cities eating cities, and by the
No.
end, they're done with that premise. So
yeah, I
I
know.
guess we're just not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
You
but
know, it
that's
was a
like
weak
what the
setup,
whole
and then-
movie's based off of, and you're like,
Yeah,
well,
Well,
is
by
it?
the end of this, I'm like, well, now this is just a regular movie. You don't have
Yeah.
any cities
It's-
eating cities anymore.
Yeah, right.
What do we
all
do?
It's
all the
kinda
cool
like-
factors got cut out immediately.
When we did downsizing, and then
Oh my
halfway
God.
through it, it's not about people being small anymore.
Okay, that
Because
movie
they're
had
just
like
in a
5
small
parts.
world.
There are 5 small movies in
Sent-
Downsizing.
I sent you that clip of Matt Damon,
Yes.
like sweating embarrassingly about downsizing. and how he
Downsizing and the
regretted it.
Great Wall, and it's him be
deeply.
like, oof, like
Great
then I
Wall
went
is
on a-
way better than Downsizing.
it is,
Yeah.
it
I
is.
went and I read the Rotten Tomatoes reviews of downsizing, and I went back to the Wikipedia, and I'm like, what was the point of that movie? They abandoned the only interesting part of it
Yes,
to like.
they
I
abandoned
don't-
that, and then the next thing that they went for, then they abandoned that, then they went for
Yeah,
they just
moving
kept. Yeah, it was
But,
bad. But
okay, Joe says
Okay.
don't bring that trash up. But that's exactly my point, is that this movie, while maybe not as egregious, is a little bit like that. It sets
little
up
bit.
something cool
That is
and
true.
it just forgets about it.
That
I
is true,
think-
sadly.
I was curious, and I did not look this up. I'm curious how many Mortal Engines books are there? It's got
I
to be
don't know,
like
I was just
7,
thinking that.
I assume that's
I
the
think there's
magic number,
one.
right?
Ben, I think you're like
There's
the
only
secretary
one?
of this.
I don't know. Let
Like,
me
is it
find
just
it.
this
This-
movie?
This movie felt a bit like it was two and a half, maybe 3 books crammed into one movie to get people interested, so that then they could, sort of like the first season of Wheel of Time, where they absolutely sprinted through the first book
Yeah.
to get people on board, where it's like, yeah, but you left a lot of cool stuff on the table and you walked away from a lot of interesting storylines, and now characters don't feel as mature and fleshed out.
Oh, Mortal
Oh.
Engines series of novels. So are there other? Oh,
There's
there's
a
4
bunch.
of
There
them.
has
There's
to
a
be a
bunch.
bunch.
Mortal
Yeah.
Engines Quartet.
Oh, only 4?
But this
Okay.
movie only covers the plot of the first book, as far as I can tell.
Really? Wow.
Well, that's why. Well, I think the movie just did so bad. They were like, we're not going to continue that.
But
But I would be curious if it could get
oh
better.
man, what are these other books about? Now, hold on. I need to read this
Also, the
Wikipedia
book,
article
I'm
instead of do
sure,
this live
is-
stream.
It's way better.
Here, let me start with the crawl
Okay.
of this book.
Yep.
Is it what's his voice sound like? Hold on.
Shrek.
Let me play back my own.
Yes.
It sounds like Michael Myers.
Does that play through or no?
It's like,
Or did it like noise suppress that?
60 minutes is all it took for the ancients to bring humanity to the brink of extinction.
My
What?
nose is too stuffy to
I
do
don't
it.
think that's what it's like at all.
Those who suffered mobilized their supplements to begin a new life anew.
Now you're getting like
not.
blocked out.
Am I? It's just noise.
It thinks
just
your
thinks it's
background
white
noise.
In the hunt,
Oh, it went away. Oh,
in the hunt for good and pure. we take
I can't hear you at all. It thinks your
more
background noise.
powerful and not strong go until a new age arrives. In the age of the great predator cities of the West.
so an opening crawl to rival the Lord of the Rings
Okay,
voiceover
hold-
from Galadriel.
oh my god. So half of that, it was like because
Good.
it's just cutting
Good.
you out.
I can't wait.
Justin wants you to do Darth Vader next.
I don't know how to do that, Vader.
We're back. We couldn't stay away.
What
Well,
does
Oh
it
my
you're
God.
going to
sound
get
like?
stuck with us.
Okay. Now that
No,
my-
you don't get to look it up. You just got to do it.
you don't get to look.
What does Darth Vader sound like?
All right.
I can't do it. It's
start
literally
the
like
damn movie.
synthetic. Yeah, I can't.
A new
do
age
his
arose,
voice.
the age of the predator cities of the West.
Oh my god.
God.
Okay. Can you read it in a normal
Oh
voice
yeah,
for a
sorry. I
second?
thought you
Sorry.
wanted that.
No, I did. I
That
did.
was specifically in my contract. I
But now just so
All right. 60 minutes
Some
is all it
scars
took
never heal.
for the ancients to bring humanity to the brink of distinction. Those who survived mobilized their settlements to begin a life anew upon a poisoned earth. In the hunt for food and fuel, the weak perished and the strong grew ever more powerful until a new age arose, the age of the great predator cities of the West.
What
Okay.
a terrible setup.
Yeah.
That is a
For-
bad premise. Yeah.
Because my experience of the book is reading the Wikipedia page, but my understanding
Experience
is
of the book.
when they had the 60-minute war, the plates of the earth were shifting.
Yeah,
There
they
was
say that
tidal
later.
waves. There was volcanoes, and so the cities had to move to stay out of those
Oh.
things.
Which makes more sense
That
than we
makes
chase
way
down
more
other
sense.
cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now here we are 1,000 years later, and the
We're still zooming around.
cities eating cities is now seemingly just for fun.
Yeah. For
mean, I
sport.
guess, yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a very good Shrike impression. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
that.
Yeah, that was
I'm very glad that that
Spectacular.
happened. Okay. Oh, it sounded like there was a child down here. Sorry. All right, so our movie opens up with a girl looking out on a landscape. She hears something coming in the distance. It's a city on wheels. She pulls out a knife, hides in her boot, and then starts to run towards the city. This is
No, I'm going to
Hester that
interrupt
we're
right
meeting.
away.
Go for
Why
it.
where did she pull the knife from only to put it back into
I
her
don't know,
boot?
like her belt, I guess, or yeah, did she just show it, like double checking? But
And then-
knife, got it.
Yeah, maybe that
Like,
was it.
I'm not sure. So then we show up on the little city that's rolling around town. It is like a bunch of cities all together, like puzzle pieced together, essentially, like a market. And then all of a sudden, they see a bigger city coming, London, and they start like a folding book, like like folding
like
down.
a pop-up book.
Yes, to
Yeah.
the point where you're like, people would be in there, like you'd be next
Oh,
to a
they're getting
wall and just
smashed.
like
Yeah.
Right.
left
Very
and
high
right.
likelihood of death.
I
as
did
the
write
city
one
folds up.
note for this part of the movie. I wrote, "People die."
Yeah, for
to.
sure.
It would be
For
like
sure.
$2 for the beans, and then a wall would just come down
Yeah.
on you,
Just
and like
gets
you're
clobbered.
done.
Well, I don't understand why they had to like be like, like, I don't like. It was
Well,
like
this
yeah,
is-
it was like origami.
It was
This is
kind
the
of.
first. If you really loved the CGI of The Hobbit, which I know
Yeah.
a lot of people just
Do?
live for that, this is what you'll get here, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
like rolling
Yeah.
CGI landscapes that are like you can't tell if anything's happening most of the time. It's like when in the later Transformer movies where it shows them
Yes.
transforming and it's just like metal spaghetti. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like it's actually doing anything anymore.
No, you're just seeing shit move.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's just pieces flying around. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
Wow.
exactly what this one's doing. So all the cities are like packing up and zooming out of there, and then you see that London is coming. So it's picture number 3, Ben.
Okay.
I like London. It's
London is fucking huge compared to this place. This is like, what's the size comparison here?
cool. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to say.
I mean,
I
don't
remember talking about
okay.
this now. We said this should be
flashbacks.
yeah. This premise, before we go any further, this would make a great board game or
Yes.
video game.
Yes, where you get to
Mhm.
eat other people. Yes.
This would be
You
Right.
get
so cool.
And then you get bigger. I know.
Bigger
I
I tell you
haven't
what-
seen
slower.
this yet.
Yeah.
This premise would make a cool
So
movie.
good.
Unfortunately,
you
this
could say it
movie
that
is
way.
not about this.
That's true.
I love the front of London with the Union Jack
Right. It's the
painted
flag.
across the front.
So London is like there's a cathedral, there are gardens, there's like I don't know, a
It's a city,
cinema. It is
right?
a whole goddamn city. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
huge. The other place is like a couple of I don't
This
know
is like
buildings.
the Renaissance Festival outrunning an actual
That's true.
city.
That cathedral on top is supposedly the only surviving building from that is pre 60-minute war.
Oh, like
Cool.
ancient. Okay.
See,
So
there's a
it's
lot of
sticking on
cool.
top.
I love the concept of a 60-minute war. I
This-
love
look at
like there's a
this.
lot of cool stuff.
It's
There
like
is cool
you could
stuff.
see the fires burning inside of there.
Right.
That's
But it
waiting
also-
to suck up these guys.
But it also doesn't make sense because it doesn't
doesn't.
go straight to the fire.
You can't
so
think about it too
so
hard.
you
this
can't
is cool
you
though.
can't just put it in
Yeah.
by a bonfire and
I-
then be like, Step
It's very
off,
like
please."
Warhammer, right? The
Yeah. Right.
economics of it don't make sense. You're not supposed to think about it that hard.
Well, and that's you're just nailing it on the head, Ken. That's what totally sucks you out of this movie is that this doesn't make any sense. And instead of leaning into it, the movie is kind of about how it doesn't make any sense.
yes.
Hey,
Right?
Natalie.
And you're like,
Right.
well, that's no fun. Like, I
Yeah,
don't want to
you're
play
not supposed to-
Warhammer and talk
Yeah.
about how we've been having a war for 10,000 years since the death of the emperor and how that doesn't make economical sense. I
That's
don't
true.
care. Just show me the damn war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show me the cities
You're
eating the
absolutely
cities.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When the medium makes fun of its own sort of premise, makes the audience feel dumb. Right.
Yeah,
And this
like-
movie moves towards like you were right all along as the viewer that this does not make sense. Actually.
Yeah.
So why did you
That's
spend
very
2
true.
hours watching it? I don't
That
know.
is how it feels.
I don't know.
But while this is happening, all the people on top of London
Ugh.
are like watching like it's this boring, very Hunger Games, woo, catch
I
'em
did not
kind of
realize
crap.
how Hunger Gamey this
Oh, it's
movie is. It's
big time.
very Hunger Gamey.
Yeah, it is like all the rich should die because they're
When did
horrible.
Hunger Games
Is
come
what-
out?
And for 2018, when that first shot, they're hunting down the other city, and the first shot of everybody in the streets of London, it looks like they're standing on a set. It doesn't look like
Oh.
they're
Yeah.
standing in
It's
a
like
city,
a Broadway production.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
Where,
very much
once again,
like
the trees could be like flat and be like bloop and like plop up and down easily, and you'd be like, yeah, that's about right. So in this, they're like, it's a small mining town, and they go barely enough fuel to last a week, and then they're like, catch it. Okay, why? Like, didn't we just say it won't do anything? But anyway, they're hunting it down. And so the mining town is throwing out resources left and right. Like, get rid of the silos, get rid of the salt. And then as soon as they turn to be like, watch out, there's big tracks in the way, wheels are flying left and right. The small
Yeah.
mining town apparently didn't have like screws on. I don't know.
Yeah.
So shit's going down there. But while this is happening, we cut to the London Museum, and there's a blonde girl waiting. She's waiting for Tom, so we'll meet these characters. And what's new? Tom's a goofball. He's running late, so he's run through town. Okay, back to the little city. It's breaking off left and right. Springs are flying everywhere. And then London says, take the shot. And they shoot harpoons. Once again, you would be murdering people
Oh,
left and
right. Yeah.
Like the biggest harpoons ever just shooting into.
a lot of harpoon action.
and
in
who
this
says
movie.
that? The Lord Mayor.
Is that what his name is? I just
And
kept
he
writing
is
Captain. I didn't
Straight
know.
out of Warhammer.
Yeah.
He is
Yes.
Yeah.
ripped right from
Yes.
the page of a 40K book.
I love when the smaller cities driving away, there's that bridge off the side that's like bouncing and then it like breaks off.
It's
Oh,
everything's
yeah.
going crazy.
I tell you what, at this point, I'm bought in. This is
Sure.
cool.
yeah,
Sure.
this is fine.
Let's
This
see
is
what
all
happens.
cool. Yeah.
Yep. Make
Well,
it
then
make
he says-
sense.
Once they hook on with their harpoons, and he says, "Prepare to ingest," and then he walks
Love
away,
it.
and you're like,
love to ingest,
Right? Right? Right?
live to ingest.
Love it. Okay, while that is happening, while they're like murdering people, Catherine, who's the blonde girl, is hanging out with Tom, who is the other kid who comes to the museum, and she wants to know about the 60-minute war. Once again, I don't know why. For funsies? School? I don't know. She just wants to know.
You think they know?
So Tom then is like, yeah, wouldn't this be like History 101, though?
Teacher,
Yeah.
Robert.
what movie is Tom from? Another D-list special?
He is. He's from the one with the witch one with Nicolas Cage.
What?
Too Many Witches, Not Enough Bros. What
That's
is that?
what it is.
What is the name of that movie?
Hold on. Let me find it. I'm looking at all the movies he's in.
The witch.
They made a Mortal.
You
Oh,
know
they-
what?
They made a prequel, sequel, The Mortal Instruments.
no,
No, that's
really?
To
unrelated.
this?
Unrelated.
Oh, okay, I was like,
Unrelated.
no.
Yeah.
It's the one that's like a spooky witch.
How do I go back? Grandson.
I don't
like-
even know what happens in that.
In the spooky witch one.
Yeah.
Spooky Witch.
That's when.
He was in Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Yes,
Season of the
yes,
Witch.
Season of the
That's what it
Witch.
is. All right. Yes.
Boy,
Yeah,
his
he's in that for a second. He's like 13 in that. Though.
his resume is not promising.
Mortal Engines was going to put him on the map.
It
He
was.
probably was hoping.
Nope.
It
It's
was.
a Peter Jackson movie. He was probably like, it's like Lord of the Rings. Here we go.
All
and
right.
then nothing happened. Okay, Tom though is explaining to her how the Earth's crust got scattered, like you said, Ben. He's showing her old videos,
Was it-
talking about quantum energy weapons. I
Was
don't
it
know,
the
like,
60-minute
random crap.
war that moved the crust?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I
I,
believe so.
assumed.
That's what
yeah,
they're
that would
saying.
make sense. Otherwise,
so-
a very unfortunate coincidence.
It just happens to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to just jump in here for a second. Don't skip over the fact that when they go to the museum, they talk about what do they call them? The precursors, the ancients.
The
Oh,
ancients.
and it's like minions and like stupid shit. From
Yeah.
Oh
pop
yeah, there's
culture.
there's a weird Minions joke that
Which
like
I don't know. Is that supposed to be funny? Is
I-
that
and it doesn't attempt to be funny the rest of the entire movie.
One time
which I
when
appreciate.
London shakes, they kind of like stop it from breaking.
The
Like it
minions.
was,
Yeah,
but
and
that's
they
about
refer
it.
to them as like American deities or something.
Yeah.
Right. The ancients deities.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I guess if they are like 1,000 years old, that would be,
I guess.
But
they're like
I don't know.
apparently ceramic minion
Yeah,
statues.
which I'm like, I
that
haven't seen
England
those in
has
person.
somehow.
Yeah. They're like my size.
don't
Like it
know.
doesn't make sense. But Tom says how pieces of like old crap, aka tech, they're always like tech,
Tech.
have gone missing, and he thinks someone's stealing them, and he's afraid that someone else could start a war. So he's like, I'm gonna dispose of all these and throw them away, like he's doing his duty or some shit. Then Tom is told to go do lower class shit. I don't know. And
yeah,
Catherine's
some guy
like
tricks him or
he's-
something.
Yeah, some rich bitch. Catherine is like, I'll come help you. Let's go do it. They head down to see what is going to come off the mining place that they just
Yep.
grabbed, snatched, or whatever. Okay, when they go down
ingested.
there. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, please.
When they go down there, there's a warning on all the TVs that say how there's a bounty out for Anna Fang. Okay, guys? It is essentially
I
Neo.
totally missed that.
Yeah, it's like for 2 seconds, but it's just a little.
that
you
makes
know,
sense.
Little
Tease
yeah.
I hate that character.
Anna Fang.
Anna Fang.
It sounds so like. I think we.
I can
like,
let the
it's-
name fly. Her look,
But the everything
hard
though
pass.
is
hard no.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about Red Coat Neo.
Yeah.
Well, of course, she's from London. Like,
Yeah, but
She has to wear a
that
red
movie
coat.
came out 20 years before this movie.
She has like the same glass. Like it's just.
It's like
Red
it's,
Coat
it's
Neo.
Hunger Games Neo.
Yes,
is.
yes, it is.
Anyway.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
while they're
I gotta
running
stop
down there,
interrupting.
Catherine runs into like a maintenance guy, and he like drops his tools or whatever, and she's like, I'm so sorry, and she starts helping him, and instantly he's like, you rich bitch, and like runs off essentially. So he comes back later, but he hates her because she's rich, I guess. I don't know.
All right, but there's a lot of sexual tension there.
Yeah, it's
I want there to be
because it's
sexual
never like
tension.
we went to school together, and it's nothing like that. He's just like, you would notice me, and he runs off, and you're
I'm a
like,
little-
okay.
Slave boy. Yeah, it was.
You know,
It's a
okay,
yeah,
what?
of course, you went and
So
see me.
yeah.
yeah.
So they're down there, and Tom is
Right.
like a
Ooh, Ben gets
toaster
it.
and shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And then
Tom
okay,
sucks.
Tom is looking
Yeah,
at crap
Tom does
like it's
suck.
historical shit. And then we
Go
see
back to fighting witches.
we see Valentine. That is Catherine's dad. He is, let's be serious, he's the bad guy. He is being
Yeah.
a creep down there, and he's looking through the garbage too. He sees old tech, and he's excited about I don't know. I wrote down fusion converter. I could be making this up.
It's like a battery,
don't
right?
know.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
I think
know.
you're right. I think it's a fusion inverter.
I think
I don't know.
converter or inverter or something like that. Yeah.
Whatever. He's clearly a bad guy, and Tom's like, "Oh, people use this to make bombs," and he's like, "I'll put it away," and he puts it like in his
Right?
pocket.
You know what it looks like? A movie prop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like an old fuse.
It
or
looks
something,
like something
essentially.
from another movie set that got thrown into a warehouse.
Exactly.
Oh no!
Okay, so while this is happening, all the people from the mining town are getting put into London, which once again, it's not necessarily bad to get
Yeah.
ingested because you just bumped up in class, bitch.
It's
like
a
you,
weird thing of like,
Right.
hold
Okay.
on, they just shot spears through a couple of the people that we know, but,
But-
also like, it's pretty nice up in
I don't
here.
know. They like give them clothes and a place to stay, and they're like,
Like,
"Hey, we're gonna assign you to your house."
John's dead, but also
Okay.
we got
I mean-
water here. They have like a
Right.
sewage system.
It's not going to be very long until we're cheering till we catch
Right.
those other cities we
Right.
were just
Catch
hanging
them.
out with.
Yeah, eat them up,
Okay,
ingest
but
them up.
Ingest.
Hester was in that crowd, and Hester's being a creep, so we know she's up to something. Okay. Hester runs up to Valentine. She says, "This is first of all she's from she's Icelandic, and her accent sounds."
Is she?
Goes in and
because
out.
we looked it up. Because half the time she sounds like there's an accent, half the time there isn't. Half the time you're like, you're saying words weird.
What?
But I think it's just her accent or whatever.
Okay.
But She says, "This is for my mother," and she stabs him like full on knife. If you had a full kitchen knife
Oh,
in
she
the
gets him
belly,
good.
soft belly,
Oh yeah.
full knife in there. Okay, which in my mind that is you're dead. You're gonna bleed out in 5
She
seconds.
pulls it out.
Okay,
It's more than 12 inches long.
it's a big yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
It
big.
would
Was
go
that the
straight-
knife or the boot knife?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Anna
is it
Fang.
different?
That's Neo's. Neo has the boot knife.
No,
No.
it was.
Oh, no.
No,
Sorry.
yeah.
Neo also has a boot knife.
She
Comes
does have
out
a
of her
boot knife.
heel.
That comes out of the heel though. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
that's ooh, that happens later.
That one's like
That's
She
different.
gets
It's a
she
very
gets two
weird way
people
to
with the boot
stab.
knife.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like
If she misses with the boot knife, she's dead.
You're
Because she's
in
got
trouble.
one leg like 10
She's
foot
doing the
in the
splits in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she stabs him in the belly,
Yeah,
and then
he's dead.
Tom is like, "Oh my god," and grabs her. When Tom grabs her, she has like a scarf up. It pulls down, and he acts like all of a sudden a monster was revealed.
Yeah.
She has a like little scar that's kind of on her cheek. Like it's not a big
The
deal.
most disgusting
And he is like,
thing you've-
as if like
look,
a vampire. Like
facial scars aren't a thing in the Mortal Engines. Like when you're in a
guess
rolling
not.
city,
you can't.
you don't
have
get
one.
face scars. So
get hurt.
clearly something's up.
I don't know, but
not in London.
she starts running. Tom chases her like he's a
Why?
soldier.
I don't-
know. He like you're a museum boy. I don't.
This character is whatever they need him to be. Like at a
It's very
certain
weird.
moment,
Right. Oh, that's so true. That's good.
That
This is
is
going to
true.
come up later, but that's so true.
Yeah,
even,
he is
even
whatever
to the
you need.
very end, he's doing stuff
Yes.
that like,
I'm getting another.
what? Why are you doing this? There's no character motivation for you to do
Right.
this.
We have not built this up in any way. Are you talking about when he puts on the pilot
Yes,
jacket?
the jacket.
Oh yeah.
And it, yeah, that's what I was
Don't do
thinking
that
too.
one.
That's one of the things where, as I watch this, I'm like, this has to be multiple books. They had to have crammed.
Yes.
This movie feels so crammed that it makes me think the books are actually probably pretty
good.
good
Yeah.
because this movie is racing through stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, because it doesn't
Tom,
make sense.
Tom is whoever you need him to be in that scene.
That's true. So
Otherwise,
Tom
he's
right
annoying.
now, yeah, right now he is the police. He is chasing Hester.
Yeah. He's
And
the police.
during this, Valentine essentially like turns and gets out of there, which I'm like, I think you'd be down on the ground dead. I don't know. If I got
think?
stabbed, like full stab in and out of my belly, aren't you done?
I mean,
I'd
I'd
probably-
be sitting.
Wouldn't be
Sitting that
standing
one
there
out.
like nothing happened. That's for
When
sure.
you've got
Yeah.
guards and apparently Tom on your side. I mean,
Tom, well, also Tom acts like it's the first time he's met him, so I don't know why all of a sudden he's like,
Yeah,
I will
'cause he
fight
knows-
down your like,
he knows the blonde girl, right?
a little.
We
They didn't
think?
seem like
Maybe
they were
not?
like best friends though or anything.
I felt like they were. Maybe not.
Okay, but Hester runs into the town they just ingested. Okay, she is like jumping.
Ingested.
Isn't that what they say? Is that
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
I'm
it
like,
is.
Nailing it, yeah. You've got it. We're not laughing at you.
So when she's running around, okay, I guess within 10 minutes of ingesting a town, they are like, rip
Just
that motherfucker
fucking
apart.
Slice that
Out
shit
of here. And what do they slice it with? Giant chainsaws.
Giant chainsaws.
Just at any angle. Just like six
just
at a
cut it
time.
up.
Like
Like,
Yeah.
not like we could use some like steel. We could
Why?
use some
Like you bought a
I don't
turkey for
know.
Thanksgiving and it's literally so big you just have to start cutting it, like cut chunks off. Like
and like first of all, you're gonna put it in the furnace, the whole thing. So why not just put it in the furnace? I don't
you're
know
not
why we
looking
gotta
for
cut it.
anything.
But
Like
so,
you went out and you bought a new truck and it didn't fit in your garage, so you just cut the side mirrors off and you like cut the back end off so it
makes
fits in the
no
garage.
sense. So while they're running through the old town,
This is
there
such
are
a stupid
world's
scene.
giant chainsaws like zooming around through it.
This is the barrel scene from The Hobbit, right? This is
this kind of just like
And
it's two
also
people
Man.
on treadmills
the other thing though is like, okay,
so
on a
dumb.
green
I
screen.
get you can say Hester's trying to get away. She just stabbed
Sure.
a man. Okay, I get
Totally
that.
makes sense,
Why is Tom
right?
running through. There
Right.
are blades the size of him, like the size of a truck, be like, like almost cutting his nose off and
Like
shit. And he's
between
like,
his legs and shit, and he just whoa. I'll get
he's
this
still
bitch.
going. He's still
I got no
going.
reason to, but I'll do it.
It just like, you know, and I'm like,
my
well, why
gosh,
don't they
I'm
just use
dying.
one of those big crusher things? And then, of course, there's a big crusher thing. And I was like, well, then why did they chainsaw it?
The area that they ingested was huge. You don't need to then cut it into tiny pieces. It doesn't make any sense.
And you guys
I
hadn't
don't
thought
know.
about mobile cities enough to
Right.
understand that.
Apparently.
It's that's really our weakness.
Not to
gosh.
mention that they're cutting up metal as fuel.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I don't know what
and
that
they
means
shovel
either.
that into the
let's
big
not go into the rabbit
circular
hole of
piston.
how it
There's-
works.
There has to be other resources in there than like old toasters.
We can't be
There's gotta
engineering
shit.
London right now.
Right. We don't have time. It'll
don't
take
have
us
time.
almost an hour. We
Right.
don't have enough time.
It's too late.
Ah,
I've drank too much already.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's
Okay.
true, actually.
Me too. One more.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so he essentially chases her until she is trying to jump into the, I don't know,
Trash chute?
waste trash chute. Yeah. And Tom
what the
catches
hell?
her. And while she's hanging there by one arm, she's like chit-chatting with him. And she's like, ask him about my mom and Hester, like all this shit. Which I'd be like, what are you, whatever.
Like, was Tom gonna care?
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
know.
I killed her mom.
And
I don't give a shit what you did.
during
Yeah.
all this, so
I
Valentine
don't
is
even know
coming
why
down
I chased her.
Right.
in an elevator. He's coming down to the area because apparently a stab doesn't stop him.
Joe is
don't.
so
We
right.
do not.
We do not understand the ins and
That's
outs
true.
of Mortal Engines, unfortunately. Like, they are beyond our
No, I don't
comprehension.
know. So when Valentine gets down there, Hester breaks herself away from Tom, goes down the chute. Valentine's like, "Hey, you heard too much, bitch," and he just kicks Tom right into the chute,
boots
like
him,
he's off. Catherine, his daughter, runs down to check on her dad because he just got stabbed in the belly and then he ran off, and that's fucking weird. And he's like, "Sorry, they both fell in." And when she looks up, Tool Boy that she ran into earlier,
Right.
he's creeping.
Dobby.
He's creeping up top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sums up there. Okay, so they're
Dobby. Mixture of Dobby and Golem.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. That is kind of how it is. Okay, so then we find Hester is on the tracks, and so is Tom. She instantly is like, "Bitch, get away from me." She's pissed off that she didn't get to kill Valentine and all that shit. Back on London, Valentine is talking to another guy. What'd you say he was, Ben? The diplomat?
You're talking about the Lord Mayor?
Lord
Okay,
Mayor.
Lord Mayor.
By the way,
weird.
hold on. She doesn't know that Valentine isn't dead at this point.
No, she doesn't. But I guess because
Because he didn't react
yeah.
at all to being
Because
stabbed.
he didn't immediately pass away when she stabbed him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that's the. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know if that matters, but I just realized
that is true,
It
though.
seems to.
But Valentine's talking to the Lord Mayor. That's a weird title.
Yeah,
God
that's why I wrote it
Emperor.
down. It's the
And
only thing I
he's-
wrote down.
He's saying how like we're
Yeah, the
running
God
out
Emperor.
of resources.
Now we're talking Warhammer 40K.
This is
Right.
yeah.
The Emperor is dead. And
That's
it's
what
the,
this is. This is the start of 40K. This is Warhammer 5K.
it's the
what
normal
this is.
Space Marines versus the Chaos Space Marines. And
Right.
that's it. We haven't
God.
had
No,
10,000
this is-
years
this
to get
is
all the
pre-
other groups yet.
This is pre-warp. There's no chaos yet, right? They haven't even gone. Anyway, sorry.
But he's saying how they're running out of resources because you're on a fucking moving
Because your
doy.
city, is on a.
And he's
track.
like, we need a little more time. And Lord Mayor's pissed. Catherine, his daughter, heard the whole thing. She knows Dad's an idiot, essentially.
At least
But-
he's trying to do something about it. Like I feel like Valentine for most of this movie does not appear to be much of a bad guy.
No.
Like he's just trying to solve a problem.
If he
Kind
was-
of.
The twist is that he's not building an energy source, right?
Yeah, he's
Right.
just kind of.
If he had actually done
yeah.
that, they'd have been fine and
Sure.
probably would have ruled
But-
everything east of Shangguo.
Here's
Okay.
the thing, though. At the
Or
beginning,
west. Excuse me, west of
at the
Shangguo.
beginning, they're like the fight for food and fuel. We only hear about fuel. Where
Yeah.
are they getting all this goddamn food for
You
zooming
gotta-
around town?
They have a lot of terraced rice gardens on those
Like,
terraced cities.
what's the tower in
Machu Picchu.
no Stormlight Archives?
Oh, Urithiru.
Urithiru. There you go. That's how they grow it.
But
Big.
like, they never once mentioned food or a shortage
Oh,
or like, hey, we don't have
man.
like nothing. Ben, do not start
Mul-
talking about the
I'm gonna
books.
blow up.
Don't,
All right.
because I haven't read the most recent one.
Don't.
Oh,
Don't.
you got to. You
I
book
started
4?
it. I didn't finish it. Yeah,
You
I have.
got to.
Man,
like,
You
that's
know,
a word.
when
problem
Adolin
is-
is fighting with like every sword he can
Shut
find,
up.
he gets one that's way
Shut
too
up.
big.
Stop.
Shut up.
Damn.
I bought it. I stopped reading it because it's physically too big. You know how they
To
sell
hold?
it now? It's 2 books. It's 2 books now. You can't buy the print that I have because it's too
I
fat.
don't have like an example of like a big.
Here's the okay.
Oh,
let's go
it's-
back to the movie.
Fatter than an energy drink.
Okay.
in
All
terms
I
of-
ask for in a movie is verisimilitude. I just want it to be plausible, or give me some excuses why I don't need to
or
worry about it
explain why
being
you should.
plausible.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing: there is garbage continually going down the garbage chute. But they get kicked out the garbage chute. But when we're down in the tracks, there's a big pile of garbage that Tom is in, and there
Yeah.
isn't a line of garbage.
No, it's like a
Okay,
small
you're
pile.
nitpicking.
But you're
nitpicking.
yeah.
I
That's
know
too
I'm
much.
nitpicking, but come on, why wouldn't there be a line of garbage? Why is
absolutely
there a
correct.
pile
Okay.
of
I
garbage
mean, I agree, but-
only where he is?
Because Tom's garbage. It's a metaphor,
Ooh,
Ben.
I like that. Yeah, he's literally the big.
His
pile
life
of garbage.
is garbage right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Tom
All right,
and
so
Hester.
they drink their own tea. They eat a
are hanging
Twinkie.
out.
There's like weird tension.
yeah,
that's
they do all that
undeserved.
shit. But then she's like, which way should we go? And Tom's like, oh no, let's head south. And she's like, you never head south in the
Well, and
Outlands.
he
Once
also
again, like,
clearly-
sorry.
He
I
also
don't-
clearly makes up that he might know where to go.
Yeah.
So Tom's
And then-
not great so far.
But she does a lot of things where she's like, never. And she stares off and then turns away. And you're like, okay.
Maybe
Okay.
explain
I mean, like,
yourself.
what? Okay. Anyway, Hester's crazy is what we're getting to. Okay. Valentine all of a sudden is bringing plans to a white-haired lady scientist.
right, a sister. of
she
the-
is
What are the
crazy.
40K sisters called?
This lady
Sisters of
looks like
Battle?
she's from a bad guy from Captain America before he got frozen.
I was going to say she's like a James Bond.
I was
going
going
to
to say Men in Black.
Okay.
She looks like a. It's all the
know.
same thing.
Yeah, we all
right?
know.
It's
Right.
just like futuristic.
She, okay.
Right?
So
she's an assistant to
Pantsuit.
Doctor Doom.
Right.
Yeah.
She's in a Fantastic
Exactly.
Four movie.
She is working on a weapon, obviously. And by working, I mean she has one light in a dark room.
Yeah.
I hate this right away. Like, turn on some goddamn lights. Anyway,
Where she
as soon as he
excels.
enters to like check on her, she's like, Hester could be a problem. She says all this without looking at him, of course. Unless you kill her first, which is like, geez, we really rushed to that. Okay. And then she says how the prison called and said they found a stalker, which is the undead.
Hell yes.
And they said
Yeah.
he was hunting something. And then she goes, or someone. And you're like, can we get to it? Like,
Right,
she's
this
talking
is not
in
how
riddles.
people have
Okay.
conversations.
And then she says, this thing just yells her name and it hits its cell.
This
he
thing?
hates her so
you mean
much.
Shrek?
And then he's like, Essentially, she was just like gossiping to him for a while.
Yeah, she
and
was
that's
like,
about it.
I want.
Mm-hmm.
I got something you need.
Right.
In like a one light room in the
Guys,
yeah.
There's no reason for it.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, so that night, Tom and Hester start to get to know each other a little bit. Tom tells a little bit of info about himself, and he says his parents died 4 years ago when Tier 4 collapsed in the Big Tilt. Okay,
Big
guys,
Tilt.
we just hear about the Big
My
Tilt.
favorite part. I was about to say we're entering my least favorite part of the movie, but the big tilt is the climax of the first part. There's
know,
the whole
it-
city chasing a city.
Big Tilt.
They get flushed down the toilet. They're now in giant track, like the ruts of the
I love
giant
the
tracks.
Huge track.
Like
That's cool.
Yeah, that is
And
cool.
then he talks about his parents dying in the big tilt. And I was like, this is cool. That's the last time that I had fun.
And then he's asking her about her mom, and she essentially is like, shut the fuck up, and goes to bed. So,
Yeah.
but we don't hear more other than his parents died in the big tilt.
The big
Sorry.
tilt. Level 4 collapsed in the big tilt.
He
What do you
says
think they
it
were
like it's
doing?
common knowledge.
Right? The
That's
big
a tight
tilt.
turn.
Right? Or did they drive up a mountain by accident, but like only half?
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. Okay, Hester
And
wakes up
your
to Tom.
Theru couldn't structurally handle it.
It is like you're a Theru.
It is. It's just a tower.
Gosh, when are they going to turn it on? Damn, how are
Stop.
they going to turn it on?
Wait, Hester wakes up to
It's
Tom
not on
yelling.
yet?
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's on.
I was
Ben's
gonna
just
say,
trying
I'm
to-
pretty sure it's got to be on at the end of book 4, the way they're talking about it.
Ah, dang. Let's
He's
talk
laying the
about book 4.
groundwork for how it
Ben.
works.
I'm gonna get another drink.
Well, hold on. Wait till I get to the end of the page, and then we'll take a break so I can go to the bathroom too.
All right.
Hold on. Hester wakes up to Tom yelling because there's like an engine. He's like, "Help! Help over here!"
Oh, what an idiot.
And right away,
Didn't
Hester
she
freaks
tell him
out.
like a minute ago?
She's like, "You
Don't
don't go
talk to
south,
anyone,
bitch.
don't- yeah.
don't do that." And right away, she says, "They're Southies," which seems
First of all, offensive.
yeah, right. Okay, the Southies are zooming around and they are trying to harpoon people
Like
left
fucking
and right.
idiots. Every
Again.
chance they get,
Harpoons.
they don't prove the fact that food and fuel are scarce.
No, they are and like zooming, like if you had a
it's
monster
like
truck rally,
Two
like
drunk
all over,
teenagers in Camaros shoot a spear gun
doing like donuts and a
Yeah.
spear gun. Yeah,
at like a straw man.
it is such a it's a mess.
They're
So
like
it's-
crashing into each other. And shit. It's
so they're trying
like,
to get away.
you're gonna get
and
2 people. Anyway, sorry.
yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Are they trying to catch them as like? So we find out
Food
later
or
they're trying
fuel.
to
Yeah.
sell them though. If you're trying to catch them to sell them, you don't want to
You
harpoon
wanna
them.
harpoon 'em?
Yeah, you can't
You
harpoon them.
right through.
Well, what? But
Maybe they were gonna eat them.
were
No.
those people? Yeah,
That's
those
true.
weren't the slavers.
That's true.
Yeah, they're gonna eat them. Yeah, those are the
so
Mad
yeah, I think
Maxers.
they are just
Right.
yeah, that
They're
is true.
food.
They're
or
just
fuel.
thirsty.
So right
Yeah.
before they're about to get killed, essentially, they like fall into the ground into someone's like centipede house.
was
I
It's
don't know.
got a name. What's it called? It's called the
I
the
don't
guy
know.
from Twisted Metal 2 who he's
Axel?
like this, like holding
name
onto the
is-
wheels. Where
his
was
name
that
is
guy?
Axel. Yeah, where he's between 2 wheels. No, there's a name for this. They say it. It's like
I
the
don't
tug
remember,
bug or
though.
something. The bug.
Yes, it's bug
The snug
something,
bug?
right?
Gross.
Yeah.
Slug bug.
So at first
Yeah.
you're like, oh, they're helping him
Cool.
out. They're like, oh, we saved you from the Southies and blah, blah, blah. Right away, though, then, so Hester hurt her leg, first of all. And then right away, the wife is a fucking creep.
She's
So
Hunger Gaming hard.
it is,
Like I'm gonna
it's
eat ya.
creepy. Yeah, it
Right.
is. I'm going to eat you.
Stage makeup in the bug.
Yeah. Victorian stage makeup, like white
Right?
and pink.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
Powdered and then the circle.
right. Ugh. And then if that person's offering you food, you're like, I'm going to
I want to be
right
a
now.
Hunger Games person who lives. Don't they live in Denver or something like that?
Yeah.
The rich people.
Do they?
Whatever was it? What were those called? Zones or?
Yeah, but what was the It was called Capital.
Yeah, but they were in Zone 1, and she was
Yeah.
in Zone 12 or whatever, which was like
Yeah,
Virginia
like the.
or something. I remember how they wrote it. It was good. It was like, oh, you could recognize zones that you would be in.
I get
Yeah.
that. I just love that like certain states are like the shit. Like certain
Yeah.
states
Like
are like,
wherever-
oh, you're in Virginia.
I think whatever Michigan was like the capital owned that because it was also the only freshwater.
Really? Oh,
Like,
okay,
nobody
that
was-
makes sense.
And they never say, the author didn't say any states, right? But she's like, well, there's a massive freshwater source
lakes. Yeah,
over here, and they control that and that sort of stuff.
I guess
Now
that
you
makes
got me
It
sense.
was
looking up
written
Hunger
really well.
Games maps.
I remember it.
Oh my god. Oh wait, let me finish this page, Ben. Then we'll take
District
a little break.
9.
Ben, hold on. Catherine finds out from the tool guy that her father sucks. He essentially is like, he pushed Tom off. And also, I think he's building something in the cathedral, which I'd be like, excuse me, what? Like, what are we?
Also, yeah, it's his
What?
power thing. He told me
Yeah.
about it.
He's just straight
He's
up.
going to
And
save us.
also, the tool guy's like, I tried to sneak in, but they have guards. Yeah, no fucking shit. Like, I don't. Duh. It's first of all, they're building a
Boy.
weapon, but any business are going to have some sort of security. What do you mean
Sure,
try sneak in? You're just hoping it was whatever. That night, Hester tells her life story, which is when she was 8, her mom died. Her mom was a archaeologist. Valentine would come visit all the time. Then one day, she found something. He wanted it. He essentially beat her up, started a fire in the house. He killed her. During that, he like cut Hester's face trying to get her away. So that's how she got
But
that
it's also
scar.
sort of framed as an accident.
It's definitely framed
almost.
as an accident. I don't know if it is in the book because what I've seen from pictures in the book is it's like one eye is gone. Her
Whoa.
whole face is like she doesn't have a
Okay.
nose or an eye. It's like messed up.
But like,
Whoa.
then why in the movie
in
is
the
it
movie,
all
it's
the
like
time?
a
Is
little
like
on her cheeks.
they
like
keep
a little something.
acting like you're supposed to hate Valentine, and yet every scene with him being bad, he's like,
He's not great.
He's not being
but he's
that
not
bad.
a bad guy.
He's not being
Yeah.
that bad.
And also
Yeah.
during that time, yeah, he was like, "Get out of here," and he happened to like accidentally cut. I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
So that's what we find out though about
that
like
would make
her
sense
mom
why
died.
she was the red
She
thing
ran
all
away.
the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how she knows him. Why she hates him because he did kill the mom though. He did like
Oh, for sure.
kill her and beat her up and all that crap.
Did you
So
notice that the mom's name is Pandora, and what she found was a box that would.
I didn't realize that was
unleash-
her name.
It's the most
Oh
on the
my
nose thing on earth.
God. Okay.
You guys are making
Well,
fun of me.
No, I didn't get it.
I did not hear the
She
name.
finds Pandora's box,
This
and he
like
opens
the
it.
dad and Jack.
Yes. Yes.
They did act like he was that bad in Jack
Yeah.
Frost.
Yeah.
They were like, "What a fucking loser," because he
Yeah.
had a job.
Yeah.
Okay. Now can we take a break?
Yeah, here's what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna do.
Start- Oh wait, while you do
We're
that,
gonna
I'm
put
taking
up
my
the
break.
Pan Am district map,
Cool.
and we're gonna play some music.
Can
we're
you
gonna take a
also,
break.
in a minute, we have to find the map for Mortal Engines.
All right,
Because
I'll see if I can find that.
Yeah.
The world did change.
Right. This is cool. Look at how big the Mississippi is.
Wow, who figured out this district map?
Bendon.
Like
Oh,
he
and-
sketched it up.
Cuba is Snow Island. That's just where the president
Yeah,
goes,
what?
apparently.
Yeah, I like how it is, like Joe said, it's just still Mexico right there. Like they're like, no, that's just Mexico.
Yeah, and why did Canada become the
Canada's
wilds?
the wilds. So wait, is District 13 the worst?
I don't remember.
Like
She's from District
assuming,
12, right?
I'm assuming the
her
lower
name?
or the higher the number, the worse.
What's her
I don't know.
face is from 12.
Well,
Yeah.
if that's like Shitville.
They do
then-
like, well, because they do coal mining there in the Appalachians. Appalachia.
Oh. Okay.
Focus. We're talking about Mortal Engine. We could watch Hunger Games for a future D list.
I never saw the last one. I don't think.
I think I did.
I think I
once.
read the books.
I read all
Really?
of them. They definitely
Really?
dropped in quality over time. She
never
ran
read
out of
any of them.
ideas towards the end.
Oh, Board of Play said District 13 is supposed to be blown up or something.
What's District
Okay.
13? Get that map up there.
That was like Maine and shit.
Why would 13? Huh.
Interesting.
Wouldn't District
'Cause they
8 be the
revolted
one that
or
would get-
something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Whoops, I'm like wrapped around.
All right.
Okay.
So,
she just
we're in
talked
the
about her
crawler.
mom and shit. They're in the crawler. She
The
was
slug
like,
bug.
"Let me tell you about my dad or my mom, not my dad." Okay, we cut to Valentine is flying. This is picture number 4, Ben, to the middle of the ocean. He's gonna go find the prison.
Oh, yeah,
I,
okay.
I hate this.
Screaming about
Yeah.
Hester, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the prison. I love how the audio is like that can't be good, and so
Right.
it immediately
It's like
cuts.
a lawnmower.
that can't be real. That can't be what he means to say.
Yeah.
Okay, the prison's like a big bug that, like, I guess zooms around the ocean. Or
Why does the
something.
prison move?
I don't know why it needs to move, but
Because
it
it's
does.
part of the tractionist,
yeah, I guess,
agenda.
Oh, that's
I guess
true.
shit's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
and so
Um,
everything must move
It has to
by
move.
contacting the ground. that's our political.
It's
I guess it's
required.
not in the ocean, then
Right.
that wouldn't make sense. Okay, so when they get there, he's like, I lost a dozen good men bringing this one in and all this shit. Okay, there's a
I can't
cell.
believe he only lost a dozen. You see that guy later? He's
Yeah.
like invincible.
That is true.
Yep.
So
Un-
on the
until he's
outside,
not, and then it's just like, well, oops.
right?
Right.
You can kind of see there's like I don't know, like bridges, decks, like sticking on the outside or whatever. And on the end of it is like a
Right.
little cell.
Shrek is right.
Love it. I
Here.
love this. This is
Okay.
very.
Shrek
What's
is
the-
right here.
So
Yeah, you're
first
right.
of all,
You're right.
we're gonna say you are
It's
right.
that blob.
His real name is Shrike, but I will 100% call him Shrek and Shrike throughout this. So
Yeah.
whatever you hear
But
is the
it's
same guy.
spelled SHRIEK.
I believe so.
Yeah, something like that. Some weird. So there's a tiny little like hello, like little hole in his cell. And so Valentine goes to talk to him and shit, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?
Kissing
How come you're
booth hole.
freaking out?" That is what's like.
Ooh, you're getting
And so he
dangerously
says,
close.
he says that he'll kill Hester if he finds her, and he's like, "Why will you kill her?" And every time, I know I talked about this last time too. Every time Shrek talks, he like has his eye.
Oh
to the
yeah,
hole,
it's I,
and then
it's
mouth
teeth.
as if you can't hear, and then and you're like, "We get it,
Stop.
buddy.
Did
like
you
you
hear
don't
what
need to
I
do
said?
that."
He hears with his, he listens with his eye,
So
talks with his mouth.
he says that he will kill Hester because she broke her promise, and of course Valentine's like, "Sounds good, bitch."
Cool.
Valentine leaves, and immediately so to get him out of prison, he shoots.
This doesn't make any
He
sense.
shoots the leg off, which then like lets him out, like the way it is. But that just means either everyone in the prison dies,
Everybody dies.
or they all get out. In
Right.
which case,
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand why we're doing it this way.
Only
Yeah.
Shrek's strong enough to get to shore from the crashed
Shrek
Which he
prison.
walks
does
to
in
shore.
an instant,
10 seconds,
yeah.
he is
He
walked to
walks.
shore.
Right.
miles
seconds.
underwater.
And he's not right. He is walking out of the water, classic Pirates of the
This is
Caribbean
Terminator.
style. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's got his trench coat on, and right away he hisses into the lightning because he is a fucking creep for most of this. So that is his
Yeah.
thing.
So
Okay.
he's
yeah.
well, we're not there yet. Never mind.
Right.
What is
They're in
happening
an
upstairs?
ornithopter, and he walks to shore faster than they can fly.
Then they can zoom out there.
Makes sense to me.
Tom and Hester realize they've been captured by that creepy lady and they're going to be sold as slaves. So Hester's up for sale first. They're like at a market. Some crazy guy's going to buy her. He's betting on her like 5
This
shillings.
is very
I don't know,
Hunger
whatever it
Games
is.
again. This
She's
is
Yeah.
like,
she's cheaper than the old lady because of her face scar.
Which,
Yeah.
again,
Like, what is the deal?
are we talking about? Yeah, the lady before her goes for more, and they're like, oh, look at this hideous creature. She's like
Yeah.
a 20-year-old who's
right. What an
extre-
disgusting
like, what are we
21-year-old woman.
talking about?
Right?
So some crazy guy's gonna buy her, and right before he does, someone in tiny sunglasses and a red trench coat named Anna Fang is like 50.
Yes.
I'll get her.
Oh man.
And then
This
the
is-
guy is like, "Hey, bitch, there's a bounty on your head," and she's like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Look at her.
Look at
my
her.
And the
God.
way this is revealed, it's such a like you can feel that it's meant for fans of the books, sort of. Right? It because everything
Yeah.
she does, there's a pause after for you to like, oh hell
like,
yeah.
woo, yeah.
Like, the bitch is back. Like she's here. And as someone who's never read it, you're like, ugh.
She could
Why are
be cool
we-
too. She could be great if you didn't dress her up like this. If you didn't give her this weird attitude, I don't.
Well, and this is where the Hunger Games aesthetic really,
Joe, her glasses upside down.
yeah, I think
It
that might
does
be.
look like that. They're like pointed up.
Yeah, because they're
instead of-
supposed to go with your nose, your
Right?
bridge.
Oh my gosh.
right?
They
They do
took a
look like
pair of
that.
glasses,
They switched
turned them
them.
upside down. Yeah. And then
God.
they look at this guy. He got some old Lord of the Rings props.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody else in this scene is like a mud-eating slug, and she comes in.
She went to Macy's for that coat.
Right,
Like,
and it's like she's from a different movie.
She's
set.
wearing the mithril chain shirt.
Yeah, with a sweet ass red trench coat over it. But it's just
Okay.
too much. They're
It is a lot.
literally in a swamp
well, just
when
to
she
make it,
shows up.
just to make it more. That is true.
Yes,
So
perfect. Don't forget, we are in a swamp
That is, yeah, 100%.
when Shrek shows up.
So hold on though. When
I think he's
she's
able to
talking,
move fast in water for some reason that's unexplained.
Because he lives in a swamp.
Oh,
because
oh,
he's Shrek.
okay.
we get it. We
Alright,
get it.
yeah.
We get it. Okay, she's talking to the auctioneer guy, and he's like, "Hey, there's a bounty on your head." So what does she do? She pulls out a shotgun and shoots him straight in the
She blows
fucking
his head
face.
off, which I love. Love
Boom.
it. Cherish
Boom,
it.
bitch.
Yeah.
But as soon as that happens, shit goes down. There are guns. Like, there's people everywhere fighting, guns, everything. She's taking on every single person you just saw in that last shot. There are 100 people. She is.
And
left
she's
and
doing
right.
she's doing a thing that doesn't make any sense. She's got a shotgun. I guess
Why
it
do
makes
you
a little
have
sense.
a butter knife?
Because I ate lunch in
He
front
needs
of my desk.
props.
And here's I also have a ramen
enjoyed the
spoon or
What else we got?
6, which was my lunch.
Oh, perfect.
I
Perfect.
eat in front of my desk because I'm a very hard worker.
I do
Ah.
that too. I do it too.
She's doing a shotgun thing where she's just like, I guess she's holding it down, but then other times she just, you get the 3D glasses, put your 3D glasses on now,
That's
zoom
true.
on her shotgun
It's like, whoa,
sometimes.
too close. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But like everyone else is wearing, they're carrying like homemade maces. Why does she have a shotgun?
She's she's fancy. This is when
Where
she
did she
has
get
the boot knife. So the back of her boot where a
Yes.
spur, I guess.
Yeah,
would
what's
be.
that about?
A little knife comes out, but once again,
It's like Get Smart with the shoe phone. Like, why does she have gadgets? Right?
but because
you
it's
know,
in the back
she's
of your
like-
boot, you have to do like a full-on
She's
high.
gotta do a flip,
You have to do a high
essentially.
kick flip because she puts it in someone's like forehead.
She
Doesn't
puts
she?
it straight into his dome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Front on.
Okay, but
Why does she
imagine,
have a spring-loaded blade in her boot?
Imagine though facing someone and they go, "Hey, you have a knife in the back of your boot." I'd go, "What the fuck is that gonna do right now?" Like,
Yeah.
what do you want?
No.
It's not in the front. It's in the back of my boot.
What
You're
meeting?
telling me I have to do the splits up and then kick? in the
Please
forehead?
tell me the production meeting where they're like, what if she had a blade
In the back.
spring-loaded switchblade in her boot.
Yeah. I don't see the problem, bud. Anyway, she's going crazy. She's killing everyone. Hester's getting out of there. Hester shoots Tom's handcuffs off, which, first of all, no. We're not.
Hester, who has never wielded a handgun
I
in
don't
her
know.
life, picks up a gun,
Points it at Tom.
points it directly at Tom's chest,
And happens to shoot
and hits
the
just
tiny-
happens to hit
his
the-
handcuffs. She just happens to have a really good aim.
Oh, what?
And then she throws the gun away. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Right, she's got the best aim ever, like a natural.
He has
So-
the chain like across his heart. And
Yeah.
she shoots the chain.
Also, let's say you hit the chain. It could keep going.
Oh my God, it's going
not
right
gonna,
through the train.
It's not going to go off. It's gonna
Remember
go
when
right
I said
through.
verisimilitude?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
have him go like this,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and I would be totally on board.
Yeah.
But he also thought she was going to kill him. Because he was like, what?
But
And
he
then-
hasn't earned that either yet.
No, he's
Right?
not. Yeah, I don't know. So Tom and Hester run off. Anna's killing everyone. She's going crazy. Someone said, "Oh, I'm so late."
I'm sorry, you missed all the good parts of the movie already.
We're
It's
actually
downhill
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah, you did.
No. Okay, so they run off, and I don't know. It's like a tree cutting service around them. I don't know what's going on. There's like wheels and tires and shit they're climbing up.
Oh,
and
yeah, just some-
and I don't know what's going
It's
on.
a mortal engine. That's all you need to know.
Then all of a sudden in the distance, Shrek is coming, bitch. And here it comes. He came up a tire tread.
I love this.
Like a
He
escalator.
rises
Yeah.
up.
And of course she's like, "Oh my God, it's Shrek." And Tom is like, "Who? What's going on?" And Anna's still killing. They're jumping away. They're trying to get away from Shrek.
Esther Shaw.
He is so fun. That is all he does. And then he gets shot backwards by Anna Fang. And then she's in an airship all of a sudden. Hester jumps in. And then Tom is still on the ground. And Hester tries to throw the rope to Tom. Okay, so Tom grabs it.
Okay.
Shrek grabs the rope. Like Tom's rising up. Shrek grabs the rope with his toes. Okay, like a boop. Like you see his toes grab the rope. Okay, which
Like monkey toes grab the rope.
Monkey toes grabs the rope, which apparently the whole airship is down when his monkey toes grab the rope.
That's how strong Shrek is.
That's how
he
strong
monkey
he is.
toes the,
Oh, I
the
like
deck.
that. Yeah.
He
When
monkey
he,
toes
like,
the rope.
He just holds it down.
And the whole thing. So then, once again, Hester, just kind of like the gun, she throws a knife at Tom so he can cut
That's where I
the
turned
rope.
it off the first time we watched it.
Again, I'd be stabbed in the face or
he
something.
needs help.
He's hanging by a rope
She,
in the air. Like you're
like,
all over the place.
Lines up between his eyes. Here's a knife, you dickhead. And
Yeah.
just whack.
And once
And he
again,
catches it.
it's that thing where you go, is she going to cut the rope so he gets cut off? And then nope, she throws it to him so he, okay. Let's see, where am I? And yeah, okay. So then we find out in the airship, Anna Fang knew her mom. So, but also
Pandora's
it's like,
box.
so then what? So then you're willing to do anything for her daughter? I mean,
Sure.
okay. Like okay.
She's
They-
also
that's it. It's
an
like I knew your mom.
anti-tractionist, so whatever
But-
we can do to
Yeah. So yeah.
anti-tractionist.
But then I'm good with that. But then she's like, "Hold on, were you raised by Shrek?" And that's when Tom is like, "That's fucking messed up, bitch."
Yo, what
and
the
he's
fuck?
like freaking out. It's like,
First,
"That
your
is
face
sick.
is gross
That
as
is
hell,
so sick."
and now you tell me that you're raised
Now
by
you're raised by
Shrek?
Shrek? God, what are you,
Jesus,
donkey?
When does it end with you?
And she is like so pissed. She walks out and he's like, "What did I do?" Like that kind of thing. Even though like her dad essentially he was like sick, fuck, and like was freaking out.
Right.
Back in London, there's some goody two shoes guy that shows Valentine where all the old tech is kept. It's all secret behind a map, and they
All the
steal
old
it
Movie props, yeah.
essentially. So that's
Right? That's the Men in Black weapon wall.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes. So
They just reused it.
Oh, wait, so then we find out later about Shrek and Hester's meet cute. Okay, so when she ran away from her mom dying, she was, I think, 8. So she's
Sounds
in like a
about right.
marsh or some shit. He found her. He brought her home. Okay, so his soldier thing or whatever they're called, the
resurrected.
stalker, yeah. So there's supposed to be parts of people who have died, but they keep saying the worst parts of people, but then they put them together in some sort of robot
It
monster.
was not
I don't know.
adequately explained in
It's
the movie.
essentially like a
Yeah.
Frankenstein scenario,
But
though.
like bad Frankenstein?
But bad because they're like they take the
But
worst.
also
parts.
Frankenstein because he's got some sort of deep memory thing.
That's the thing. So she's
Yeah.
like, he loved creepy old shit. He loved to collect old crap. But
Yeah.
then he also had a photo that he kept, like as if he was trying to remember his past life, which I was like, that's a little sad. That was the one time I was like, poor
You
Shrek.
could see. Yeah.
It was a little sad because he's like staring at stuff, trying to remember, and he can't, but like he had a family and all this
Here, let me
crap.
fill you guys in. The Stalkers were built
Okay.
by the nomadic empires that battled each other across the volcano maze of what was once Europe long before the Traction era.
Okay.
Yeah, but is that
But what
pre
is that-
60-minute war or post
Post 60-minute war, pre-Traction era.
But what are they made of? Like, what are they?
They're 7 feet
They're like-
tall, armored from head to toe, have glowing green eyes, and are armed with sharp, extendable claws.
But they're made from people. Is it brains? Or are they alive? I don't understand.
Where's
They
the
built these
juice?
stalkers by dragging dead bodies from the battlefields and bringing them back to a sort of life by wiring strange old tech. Old tech is
Old
a
tech.
link. I could link to old
You
tech
can't
here.
like Twitter hook them
Into their
up
nervous
to-
systems and made deadly warriors by removing unnecessary internal organs.
So
Okay.
they made them like slightly. Okay, that is creepy and weird.
Okay.
Once again,
yeah.
interesting, but we don't hear anymore.
We don't get enough in the movie.
So in the movie, Shrek, it notices how she's always in pain, and so he's like, "I'll make you a robot like me," essentially. And he made her promise that she will become like him. So that was the promise she broke. Because when she found out Valentine was close enough for her to get when she was older, she left him to try to kill Valentine, and that's why he's pissed. Also,
Yeah.
maybe just tell him. Maybe just go, "Hey, I'll be back."
Can you help me
No
kill
big
this
deal.
guy? Hey, you're an indestructible
Yeah, you're a soldier, right? Maybe you
space
can,
marine.
like, come help me out. Like,
Yeah.
I think he'd be fine with that. He's
This is
just mad
Warhammer
because
5K. That's
you-
what this is.
she literally left like in the middle of the night, and he.
Well,
Okay,
and what
like-
was it? I had a.
I don't know.
She
I'm kind of
leaves-
like I'm on Shrek's side.
No, never mind. Continue. I'll remember it.
Okay.
There's a loophole in that thought process
In the
of
thought
her
process?
leaving early. Yeah.
So Catherine and the tool guy are in the museum together. The museum guy says a bunch of thugs came in, took everything. He opens up, all of a sudden he opens up a secret door and shows them the, quote, cat's cradle, which leads to the cathedral, which has secrets up there. And I'm like, if you know about this,
Doesn't
Like,
everybody?
what are we, I don't
Why do
Do
you... We what?
I don't know. Anyway, they're like, let's go investigate. Cut back to Anna Fang is laying Tom Fly because apparently he always wanted to be a pilot. We kind of find that out. They're heading over to Hot Air Balloon Place, which is called Airhaven. It's like a city.
It's kind of
hot
like
air balloons.
Gloomhaven, but it's Airhaven.
It's number 7, Ben. Picture.
Oh,
As
this one?
Nope,
Oh, whoops.
not quite.
That's
As-
what came up when I searched Quizatch Hatterack, and I'm not exactly sure why.
Why did you search Quizatch Hatterack?
Because we were talking about ornithopters escaping the prison, and
No,
then I thought
you
about
were
Paul
talking.
Atreides, and then I thought about Quizatch Hatterack.
Ben?
Is that a Dune person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
apparently.
familiar with that.
Okay, this place is called Airhaven. And as soon as you get there, they're like,
This is
"Don't-"
Shrek's mobile.
But yeah, this
is
but hold up.
Airhaven.
But they're like, don't fucking light fire. Like,
Yeah.
do not,
Don't
be
do
stupid.
not.
Don't.
do not trust system.
And as soon as they get there, like, I don't know what his name is, Pirate Jack meets
They're
them.
not there long. Yeah.
There's a gang, there's some peeps, whatever. They know Anna.
This was
Okay.
another thing where it felt like this was from book 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sort of.
Who are they?
Where like there's 4 characters who fly planes the rest of the movie
Never meet them
Don't know
though.
what their names are. Don't know what the
Nope.
dynamic is.
How do they know? And like, I don't know. So then
Matrix.
we cut to scientist lady is like, we're ready. Let's head east. Cue spooky music. Okay. So we know we're on the right track for evil. Okay. Airhaven. They're there for a while. That's that picture. You see a blimp heading that way. You guys, Shrek is on his way. Okay.
Damn.
Shrek found a blimp.
Guy, he's
Which
relentless,
also
this guy.
he's very crafty. Okay, Hester explains to them that before her mom died, she found something. Valentine wanted it. She doesn't know what it is, though. And she's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And they're essentially yelling in her face. And they're like, what the fuck is it, bitch? Like the whole time.
Tractionist bitch.
Yeah. And then they're like, what is he building in the cathedral and all this stuff? And then they talk about fusion converters. And that's when Tom's like, whoa, big fat nerd here. And he tells them all about fusion converters. I don't know, quantum energy shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, he says the only way to stop a weapon like that is with a crash drive, which I'm like, is it? I don't.
Yeah,
I
also-
feel like there's other ways.
How would he know that?
He old tech. He knows,
knows old tech.
He knows old tech. I got you.
And they also find out London is headed to the Shield Wall. I feel
Oh,
like we
Shield
could have
Wall.
a better name for Shield Wall, but okay.
Yeah.
I like that, Ken.
I like
Okay.
a lot of the stuff in this. It makes me
It
want to read the
could
books.
be cool. That is
It
true.
makes me
Right,
wanna
like the
read the
world
books.
is cool. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I
I
should
tried to
read
look up Shrike and what are they called? Revived men?
Ramatra?
Stalkers.
Stalkers?
The resurrected, they call
The
it.
resurrected men. And now I'm clicking on every
Revived
link
men.
to Traction Era and Nomadic Empires and
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's cool.
Traction Cities.
It could be really
and-
cool. It's the way they do this. Okay, we cut back to London. We are in where they built the giant weapon in the cathedral. The Lord Mayor, is that his name?
Yeah.
Sure.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
God
walks
Emperor.
in and he's like, this is fucking crazy.
Yo.
And essentially he is like, shut this shit down, like right away. And Valentine, instead, he takes out a gun, but it is not just a gun. Before it, like, I thought he was gonna be like, pow. It is like, pow! Like it shoots
Right.
him Stargate style, and he fucking pow! Like he blasts
It-
out of that scene before I knew it was gonna be done.
It
is
looks like
insane.
a pistol. It fires like 15 rounds in a tenth of a second. It's like
It is
it's just
so insane.
Right.
and
I
the
did
guy
not.
I took almost no notes in this movie. I took people die when the cities are folding up. Lord Mayor in jest, in quotes.
Yeah.
I put Shrek in swamp. And my
Yeah.
very last
in
note,
swamp.
Stargate Uzi.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
like
Yeah.
it's you can't differentiate the shots.
It's
that
so
fast.
it's so
like a
insanely
hum.
fast, and it's the middle of him being like, "Well, we're," and then he
Yeah.
takes him out. So that guy is
Why didn't he
done.
just make an energy source?
Right.
Like
It doesn't make sense.
Why does he want to take out Shang Guo so badly?
They never explain.
He hates
they never
that
say
they
it,
hate
really.
Traction Cities, apparently. Traction or die.
But his daughter
traction
and
or die, bitch.
his daughter and Tool Boy saw the whole thing. So it's when his
Yeah.
daughter is like, "I fucking
Tool
hate my
Boy.
dad." I don't. What is his name? I've never heard
Smeagol?
his name.
The Tool.
I don't know.
Dobby.
Okay. Back at Airhaven. Okay, they're talking about how they can save the shield wall. The power goes out, and immediately, this doesn't even make sense. The power goes out, and she's like, Shrike, why would you think it's him? Like, the power goes out.
Right,
and
you're in
like,
a
"It
giant air
must be
city.
him."
Why would Shrek be there?
She knows. Okay, he
Smell
walks in. Imagine you're in a big
I
tent.
love this. I love this.
But
I
imagine
think this is great.
you're in a tent. Like, you can stand up. He walks in like as if the tent got caught in his forehead and just keeps walking, kind of thing, where it's like, "Ugh," like it keeps going.
Through a camping tent,
He
right?
just,
like it
yes.
just ripped.
You just rip through and you keep walking, even though it's like stuck on you and it's like, it's a problem. He does
I-
that essentially
Good.
into the side.
Good.
He, no, like bullets don't hurt him. He's throwing people through the floor, which
He's-
means just out of the sky, essentially,
Which,
is
again,
what we're.
cool
he's-
concept, right? We're up in
he
the
is-
air.
Yeah. He's killing
If I
everyone.
get rid of you, you're dead.
You're
right?
done.
I don't have to kill you. You're gone.
During all this, the whole place lights on fire. Let's be serious. A spark happened. And during this, he's like, Hester! The whole time and all that shit.
Good stuff.
Shrek is climbing around like a spider. He's shrieking all over the place. The entire thing's in flames. So everyone's trying to get out of there. At one point, Hester and Tom are running away, and Shrike pops up through the floorboards at them, like blah, like in the middle
trying
of
to
like a
remember.
bridge.
Yeah.
He starts choking Tom.
Oh, he does
and-
do a spider climb.
Oh, he spiders
Like,
around.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're like looking down
like, yeah.
through the floor, and he spiders past. That was really good. I like
He's
that.
a creep.
He's good creepy.
He is a good creep, though. But he starts choking Tom. Hester starts freaking out. And this is when all of a sudden Shrek is like, hold the phone. And his eyes go out of like spaz mode. Like he stops glowing. He's like, do you love him? Which I'm like, do you know what love is? I don't, you're a
Yeah.
robot. And so I don't think she says anything. But then Shrek, as soon as he goes out of spaz mode, like apparently any previous wounds get him because he's like dying instantly. So then
Didn't the Matrix?
The
She
kind of
airship.
was nice
stabbed him
then.
and shit. Yeah.
He got
it-
shot.
The
Yeah.
airship shoots him with like a 50 cal cannon.
Does it?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, like he
Okay.
gets
Okay.
blasted by the cannon from the airship.
But like he was fine until he went out of like crazy mode. Like he was good to go spidering around. And as soon as he was like, hold the phone,
turns off.
then
Okay.
he essentially says like, hey, sorry. Hey, your mom left this necklace for you. He hands it to her.
Check out, peep this from the wiki. Right?
Oh, what?
It's unlikely that swords, knives, nor daggers could harm stalkers at all, but no one has ever gotten close enough or survived long enough to find out. However, Tom Natsworthy does manage to kill, i.e., temporary disable Shrike, with a sword near the end of the first book. This was mainly due to luck, as Shrike was distracted at the time and had previously been run over by 2 traction suburbs and shot with a cannon.
Man, cool.
It wasn't Tom though. It was
Yeah.
a fucking everything else.
He
It's
had
not
to
like
get
Tom
run
did it.
over by a mortal engine
by
twice
2 and a cannon.
and shot with a
Well,
cannon.
That seemingly confirms my
Think
theories
about how
for
much
Mortal
cooler
Engines
that could
2,
have been.
which is that Valentine becomes a resurrected.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That would make sense, right? I mean, that way Shrike becomes the setup for
Yeah.
him.
Oh man.
By the 4th book, stalkers have also been modeled into trains.
What does that mean? I don't
Like,
what?
what?
Like the front? Like what are you talking about?
Oh!
Like Thomas.
Yeah, just the face, right?
They can only go
Face right on the
front
front.
or back.
Yeah, that's it.
What?
That's what it
Oh
says.
my god. Okay.
I'm not going to
okay.
read everything that leads up to that, but yeah.
Anyway, Shrek dies essentially. He tells Hester,
it.
"Hey, I love you. I'm sorry." Blah
Does he
blah.
die?
He
He does. He dies.
destroys
he malfunctions,
Airhaven.
whatever you want to call it.
Gets cannon fired.
The whole place is on fire, and they jump into Anna's airship thing like legit 8 seconds before it hits the ground. Like this
Yeah.
place had to be like, like you're
Yeah.
falling
Yeah.
fast because they show it from far away, and it like hits the ground as soon as they
Yeah.
like take
Yeah.
off. Which is insane. Okay, so then
So did Matrix die in Airhaven?
no, she's still good. She's flying.
Oh,
She was fired.
She's
She
still
was
alive.
flying the
Yeah.
ship and
She's
shot
flying
him
the
with the
airship.
cannon.
what?
She's she's gonna go. Did you watch the end of the movie, Ken?
I did. Okay.
Okay,
Maybe I
this is
skipped
when
She's
past
all.
this.
Remember, she gets like she does the she
goes,
fights Valentine until she can fall off the balcony.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, we hear from Valentine.
That
He's
was
like,
fun.
tonight London will demonstrate its new power, and you're like, because they're head towards Shield Wall.
Also,
But
do
why?
we need this?
I
Even
don't-
at this
what are we
point, I'm
gaining?
wondering, do we need this?
Yeah, that's what I don't. I just want to know why. Well, I
He
don't.
becomes. There's a
What's
certain point
his-
in this movie where he becomes an unbelievable bad guy.
Right. There's no
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
reasoning behind his
motivation.
action. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Up until then, he's pretty reasonable.
but now I just don't. Why? I don't. What are we doing?
Well, because he
But-
said he was building an energy device. He needs all
Just
this
for
old
fun.
tech. Sure. I mean, it would power the whip for
You're like, well, it
thousands of
sounds like a
generations.
lawyer trying to explain.
My
Glad-
client,
Well, he said he was doing it. Like,
who
what do you guys
hasn't
not?
been a 25-year-old deranged lunatic once in their life?
I mean, he told you guys he
Ladies
was building
and gentlemen
it.
of the jury,
Oh
Louisiana.
shit! Now known as Stalker Fang,
You're like reading the book.
she
Whoa,
was
she
kept
gets
in a
resurrected?
secure underground room with all entrances to it electrified.
Hold
Cool.
the fucking phone. See,
Oh,
that could be
badass.
cool.
All
Is
right,
she
I'll-
the bad guy or the good guy? after
I'm not
Oh,
sure. She leads the
man.
Green Storm.
This is so 40K.
So insane.
This
Okay.
is so Warhammer.
Okay.
Dr. Fang.
Stalker Fang.
Come on.
Soccer Fang, bitch.
That's
Well,
like a
she's Anna Fang, and they're stalkers.
internet-based like
Soccer
bad
Fang.
guy name generator.
Okay, so the whole gang got to the shield wall. I hate that's called just the shield wall. Like, I don't know.
What makes it a shield
That's the thing. There
compared
isn't.
to a wall?
I think it's just a
Right.
city on a wall. It's
Okay.
There's no shield to it. There's nothing. There's nothing. Anyway, Anna tells the guy in charge, governor, president,
Lord
I don't know
Mayor.
what the hell he is. Lord Mayor.
Oh
That
yeah, he's like the Dalai Lama.
Yeah,
honest.
he
It's pretty on the
He
nose
is.
in terms of
he's very
Who
on that
he is.
note, but it's just weird the way they.
it is
I don't know.
awkwardly handled. I will say that. It's like this is definitely not Tibet,
Yeah,
but it might be.
she tells him that London is coming, and so they start the alerts for people. Okay, here's the thing: they start the alerts, and I'm thinking that means get the fuck out of town, right?
Yeah.
London's coming, bitch. Apparently, that meant get your guns. What is this? A Revolutionary War? I don't know. So everyone's gearing up, like they're gonna do something from the wall.
Shoot from
Whatever.
the top of the wall.
This is when Ben picture 8, we see the cathedral starting to open. And the cathedral opens like a toy you got at
Yeah,
McDonald's.
I
Where
hate this.
I hate
I
how
hate
it.
it.
I hate how it looks. Why would it
I
be
hate
like
how it
that?
looks too.
I
Yeah,
hate how
and
it looks.
why after every time it fires, it goes back into
oh
the church?
my god, I
It looks
hate
like
that.
it's from Power Rangers.
Yes.
You remember the
It
Power Rangers
does.
movie? Like
It's
everything's
very-
the,
Oh my
like there's the ooze, there's the
Oh yeah.
It's
And
very
like you
video
said, Ken,
game.
Zords.
every time it shoots it has to be like doo, 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 doo. It has to go
And
back
even
in.
when he powers it up the first time, it's a very weird voiceover of like Medusa is online.
It's so
And you're
lame.
like, why would
It's
it say
very
that?
lame.
And okay, isn't this supposed to be the same sort of thing that did the 60-minute war?
Yes,
Right?
Yeah.
but it's
Okay.
clearly not as
No,
powerful
because we find that out
'cause he
real
shoots
quick.
it 3 times in
And
a
it's
row.
still like people a block away are fine. Like, so I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
getting
don't
into that
know.
right now. So, okay. So all the people in London are excited to watch. They are like screaming for death. They are so excited
yeah,
that
this
they're going to
is
shoot everyone.
Hunger Games again, right?
Which
We're
right away
getting-
is like, they all suck. They're horrible people.
yeah.
So then Hester is looking. This also doesn't make sense. So they talk about like Medusa, Pandora's box, all this shit. She's looking at a giant Medusa statue, which is on the shield wall. Why? Why do they have that though? I
That's a
don't.
good question.
Just for funsies. And all of a sudden she's like, "Hold up, my necklace looks like the
Oh,
Medusa
shit.
statue."
Oh shit!
And then she looks in the necklace and she sees the fucking crash drive, bitches.
Oh man.
Which is just a tiny USB, is what all it is.
that like
So-
clicks out. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Doo, doo, doo,
Just
doo.
make it a
like once
goddamn
again.
Static device.
She holds it too, like she's holding a
Knife.
I don't know, a chip or something. No, like she's always like, "Is this it?" And you're like, "Stop flinging it, fucking around. Like maybe put it away. Like stop." She's always like at the edge and
Put it in the
just-
case.
Yes. Don't hold the Pringle out. Like, God damn it. Anyway, she goes to find Tom because apparently he's the only genius at that point when it comes to tech. Okay, Anna all of a sudden
I
sees
can't
that
wait till
London.
Tom puts on the jacket.
Just hold up. Anna sees
can't
London, and this is when she goes, "Oh my God, they're gonna fire." Yeah, didn't we know they? Isn't that why
What?
we're here?
How do they know that?
But also, isn't that That's why
I mean,
we're here. Did
That's
we just
why
warn
we're
them?
here.
Plow
You're-
into the wall?
You're both correct. That's why we're here. But also, how do we know that?
Yeah. And so
You
then
know?
she goes back to, I don't know, Lord Mayor, and she's like, sound the alarm. We need to get everyone off the wall. I thought that's what the first alarm was for. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? What are we doing? So apparently no one was prepared for this. They shoot. They fucking shoot the wall. Okay. Valentine's
Which I
standing
liked.
in
I
the
liked-
room though, and he is like blah with lightning behind him. Like
Right.
he's
He's-
charging up too.
He's rock hard. Who's going to carry the boats? He's absolutely David Goggins. What's his name? He's beyond reproach at this point.
He is. He's turning into a superhero kind of scenario. Like I'm surprised he couldn't like wield lightning at the
You
end
know,
of this.
what's
kind of
this
thing.
actor's name? Vigo? It's not Vigo Mortensen. What's his
No,
name?
it's Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving
Who's going to carry the boats?
is really bad at being cast. I feel like
I think
every once in a while he gets like perfect roles.
He's very good at a Lord of the Rings elf. That's
No, I think he's a terrible Elrond. He's
No,
good at
fine
Agent
Elrond.
Smith.
He is good at Agent Smith.
good Agent
That's probably
Smith. I'll
his
give him
best.
that.
His best is
And he
Agent
was an
Smith.
okay.
I feel like he
What
was
was
good
the
at
Captain
Elrond.
America guy? Red Skull.
He's a good Red Skull.
Yes.
Is he a good
What are you doing?
Elrond? Elrond.
El-
Does he have
Oh.
the Elrond
The
neck?
Oh, the neck,
necklace.
We,
Yeah, I
we
thought he was
all
an
are
okay-
like
No, he's
he's
probably
okay.
a bad Elrond, to be honest. But
I don't. I like.
he does
I love
later
those
on.
movies. Him as Elrond. I'm like, this is weird.
I don't mind that.
he's too aggressive.
And
He is
also,
very,
it
like,
was at the
angry,
exact
like,
same time The
spooky.
Matrix was coming out, and I was like, this is
That's
Just-
true.
That's
For-
true.
For
Pulling
an
me
That
out.
elf,
would, that
This
would
was weird.
influence it.
he's
yeah.
a little too spooky for an elf.
Yeah.
For that
Anyway,
scenario.
anyway.
he needs
doesn't
to have the
enough. Wait, he doesn't have enough neck,
neck to chin.
That is true. How do people? How do you? get
When does that new? Well, I want another season of Lord of the Rings that I can complain
Okay.
about.
I never finished that. I have 18 minutes left in the last episode.
10?
Never finished it.
18 minutes? Is, okay.
Have you been watching Wheel of Time?
No, I
Oh,
don't think
you
we'll
need
ever
to.
You should.
come back to that.
You don't
I
wanna
know.
hear
You
their,
didn't,
like-
you didn't read enough of the books to be mad, but you
their
did read this book, so
Texan-
you can be mad about this one.
I just hate their accents.
That's
They're always
true.
like,
Maybe this will make some of it make sense. Was
I
it
hate-
book 3 that just confused me beyond belief, where he's in a dream realm half the book?
oh,
Tellerandria.
yeah, Tellerandria.
Yeah.
Yeah, badass.
I just hate their accents in the show. They're always like, "Hello, Nynaeve. Why are you? Why do you sound like that?"
I'm an
You're-
actor.
It's
Pour
supposed
the
to be
pitcher,
some
Egwene.
ancient, like this and that. They're always like, "Did you know you were? Why are you talking like you're from Ohio? Like,
Stop.
what are you doing?"
We're getting off track.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
I'm sorry.
That was my fault. Sorry.
Okay. Oh wait, they're gonna fire. They shoot. Okay, he's staying in the room, accepting the lightning and all that shit. Okay, it hits the wall. It explodes for a second. Hold on, Ken. Hold on. It goes back and it sucks in right, and then like a huge bomb.
Cool.
Right.
Classic.
That's cool. That's cool. Here's the problem. Right away. First of all, it's a wall. It's like it's a valley with a wall, right? Shielding it off. There are people on the wall who are like essentially in like an alley and they're like, "Boo," shielding. It's not a fucking rainstorm. It is essentially a nuclear. It is a giant.
Yep.
The whole place would be gone. We're done. The whole place is done, right?
Yeah.
Instead, it's like a small little alley just got boop, right?
And
what-
why would you shoot
what is up with that?
the top of the wall?
Wouldn't you do the bottom
Yeah.
and just
Like-
knock the whole thing out?
It's it's the equivalent of shooting nukes horizontally
Yeah.
at a wall.
But there are
does-
people still on the wall
They're
that are like,
fine.
"Whew," they're fine.
Mystic,
no.
guys.
No, it does not shoot out, suck in, shoot back out for you to be
And
fine.
for it to be okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, even them in that zone, in that little area, they should be done so. They would be
Oh, yeah.
blasted back.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like, no, we're good. It's not a big deal. As like you said, Ken, as soon as it's done, the weapon goes
When-
back in the cathedral.
when
like
Amsterdam-
a turtle,
Hold
a
on.
turtle going back in.
When Amsterdam became a traction city, it was called Hamsterdam.
What?
Shut the
I don't.
fuck up.
Like, why? What are you on? Like, get out of what you're
Is this a
on.
fan fiction?
I don't know. I don't know. Some wiki.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
The weapon goes back in the cathedral like a fucking turtle shell scenario. Okay.
Medusa is
Yeah.
online.
London people are clapping. They're very excited.
Well, yeah, like
Valentine-
how many people just died and they're like,
They're like, whoa,
yeah, we're going to
bitches.
get in there. What is
Valentine-
the point? Where
I
are
don't
they
get it.
trying?
What are
I
they
don't
trying to
know.
do?
I don't know. And Valentine says, hit him again. And he's like freaking
But
out.
So
and stuff.
why?
So the
I don't know.
snake comes up, Medusa
And then it goes back.
again. It shoots again.
It does, but before it does again, they're like, we got to fight back. And they have enough time to prep all their vehicles, all their airships, get on jackets, all the shit, which I guess it takes a while to charge. I don't know.
Put on
Sure.
that jacket.
I don't know.
Is this where Jack
So,
Put
this
on
is
the
when-
jacket? Not yet.
Hold on. This is when Tom, he's going to go to the airship and he sees like a, I don't know, a random
It's like
thing of
a
pilot
character
jackets.
item select screen,
And he
sort
goes,
of.
Fuck it. He doesn't say
Oh,
this, but he looks
yeah.
back and he puts on the pilot
This is
jacket and he
like-
fucking gets in, bitch.
This is the equivalent of me saying, "I wish I had always played varsity football in high
you
school."
put that jersey
It's-
on.
it's like
You
the-
did
and
it.
we happened to run past a varsity locker room, and I'm like, "Fuck, "I'll catch
Fuck
up with
it.
you guys. I gotta get one of these Letterman jackets. I'm gonna put it on." Like, there's no
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like Ken
it
walks
doesn't-
out fully suited up for a football game.
right.
Yes.
Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum.
And you put the helmet on.
Right.
Doo, doo.
Like
And then
that
I-
jacket, it
That is
reminds
what
me of, you know, the movie Jumanji, the newer Jumanji, and then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
find the guy who's been there forever, the pilot.
Joe
He's
Jonas.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's
it's
the
his
pilot
jacket.
character.
Yeah, it says that's a better
That's-
movie. Go watch
yeah.
that.
Those
That is
that
a good
movie's
one.
great.
Those are fun. I like those.
Okay, so they're flying. They're all in. It's the whole gang. So it's like the captain airship guy and his gang, and then Anna Fang and
It's
like
all these characters
I don't
that
know.
you don't know
I don't
the
know
names
them.
of.
I
Clearly,
don't know.
they're in the book. They're important
Right.
in the book.
Yeah,
I think
don't
the
know.
one dude is like a pirate something something, and he's like a main character.
Yeah, I have no idea who they
It's
are.
the one. One
Um,
of the guys is the dude from Dungeons and Dragons, who's like really famous now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I don't know his name,
I don't know.
but it's a
his
guy
name
who's in
either.
that, and he was in Bridgerton.
Like Bridget. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So
is he the paladin in D&D?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I have
he's that
no
guy.
clue what his name
So
is.
he's like the pirate captain guy. So they're flying over everything. Okay, they go to fire again. They do fire. So it's like I guess like a laser. They barely miss their ships, like as if you were like, whoa, it went under us. Like, which also you would just get blasted. I don't know. Whatever.
also just fly
It-
anywhere
it
else
doesn't-
in the air.
Yeah, stop.
Right.
I
It-
don't know.
I don't know. That first shot took out the whole air defense of the
It
shield
did,
wall.
actually.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
The second shot takes out another chunk of the wall, does the same thing, the shootout, sucks back in, like it's a huge thing.
Sure.
Their glass breaks, but then later when you see it, half of them still have their glass in their like helicopters and shit. So I
Too
don't
late for that now. Don't,
I don't know.
think.
I don't know what's going on there.
Embrace ingestion.
So it's weird. So they are trying to get Hester to the cathedral. I don't know why it has to be
guess.
Hester. Oh, because she has the
yeah, the
crash drive.
USA.
I was like, why the fuck
It
does
says
she have it?
USA on it, by the way, which
Yes.
is like a weird. I don't know what they're
I
trying
didn't know
to.
if that was like a
yeah.
thing.
Was that
Is that
supposed to throw
intentional?
us off?
Or was
Well,
that just very?
That was definitely intentional.
I think
It's
it was
intentional.
intentional.
Yeah,
but I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't know.
But then, like, she plugs it in, and the other side of the disc is Med, so it's
so
Medusa.
it's Medusa, but I'm
But
like,
it's like,
yeah,
okay,
but
well, what
we're
was the point?
clearly USA, right? They're trying
Right?
to do some sort of like. But then USA saves the day because I feel like it should be the opposite right there. But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what
Um,
the point to be conveyed is.
I don't know. Okay, so they're all in a bunch of different planes. They are like hitting out the like. There's turrets and shit all over London.
This goes on for.
This goes on for a good 10 minutes. They're shooting and shooting and shooting. And then there's one girl who is like half kind of wrecked. Not totally. She could
She would've
easily
been fine.
she could
She
get out
would've
there.
been
She would have been
fine.
fine. She
Right.
could land it and get out. and she's like, "Blah!" and just smashes her plane into a turret, even though you're like, I think you could just land it and got out. Like, I don't know what we're doing.
There's dozens of turrets.
Oh, you're not.
If she
you didn't
wanted to
save
go
the
like
day.
straight into the cathedral, sure, I get that, right?
Yeah. Also, why didn't we just shoot the
Right. Just
I guess
if
maybe
you're
it
gonna
explode, or-
dive bomb into something,
do it at the cathedral?
dive bomb
Get
into the
the good one.
cathedral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she did a tiny turret
To
and she
one turret.
suicided that.
It wasn't like, hey, we're never gonna make it. All these turrets are gonna kill us, and then her sacrifice turned the tide. It was literally the last turret after they'd blown
Yeah,
up
it's
like
no,
50 of them.
we could have just flown to the other side of London.
Right.
we'd be
We're
fine.
totally
It would
fine. We
not
took
be visible.
we don't even. Yeah.
We've took out almost all of these so far. This is the last one left. We're totally fine. We've won the battle. It's
Nope.
over.
Yeah.
She did it.
Don't worry. I got
It
this
was
last
weird.
one.
So Hester jumps out. Anna gives Tom's the
Tom's,
controls. And she's like, look after Hester. Which right away you go, suicide mission, bitch. Here we go.
Nice.
We're ready. We're ready to roll. And also Tom's very excited that he's flying the ship. Okay. So the scientist lady is like, we need to stabilize. And she's freaking out. And Valentine is not into stabilizing. He
This
is
is-
like, let's do it. Which also she seemed very like Nazi. I don't know. She seemed very
Oh, yeah.
crazy before.
Definitely.
And all of a sudden she's like, whoa. She's not liking it.
Why is
which I
he
find
going
weird.
so crazy? Just
I
wait
know.
until the temperature stabilizes. Like, what's the rush? It's not like you're getting shot at.
No one's doing it.
Like,
Well,
chill.
I don't know. Okay, so Anna Fane goes in there. She goes to shoot Valentine. So let's remember back. She killed everyone in that slave town or whatever.
Easily.
Like
Right.
Blew 'em
100
away.
people blew him away. She goes to shoot this one guy. He blocks it, which you're like, does he?
Yeah,
Like, I don't
weird.
see how that happened. And then
It's
he
weird.
shoots her. Like, he gets her back right away.
Yeah.
And then they go outside to sword fight. I don't know, but they are. They're outside on like a balcony of some sort, sword fighting. She's like a trained ninja, and somehow he has the upper hand the entire time. So Hester puts in the crash drive, which, once again, too, like, are you just hoping it has
Oh,
like
I
a little?
forgot how
boop, boop, boop?
insane this
Like-
countdown is.
Okay, so Ben, this picture number 9. This is like the jitterbug crash drive scenario. It is the biggest goddamn numbers, and the whole time
That's
it's
how you would want a crash drive to
yes,
be, though.
but it is saying to put in the password, and we are like, how does she know the password? On the screen, it is like
It's
saying
in
the password.
front of her.
It's like 2.
On the screen from the
4.
same device.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
telling you, I guess, what to put. I don't quite
It's a
understand.
6-digit code. It takes her 1 full minute.
It is, and the
to
whole
input
time,
it.
yeah.
Why?
I don't, and it never shows her hands. So it's
No.
clearly trying to distract from the fact that it should be an easy code to put in. Like, I don't understand this at all. This went on forever.
It takes forever. And it is counting down where it's like, we will, we'll shoot in 10, 9, all that crap. It goes
6
3,
digit
2,
number.
1, and then she
Yes, a
stops
bunch
it
of-
on 1. Which you're like, first of all, Hester, what the fuck were you doing? It told
Does she
you that.
not know how to count?
I don't know.
Does
Okay.
it matter? You match the shapes.
It's not that hard. Anna and Valentine were fighting the whole time, and I don't know, he stabs her in the stomach, which
Yeah,
once
he
again, I
gets
want to
her
be like,
somehow.
you lived through that just
How
now.
does he one up her? Like, she fought off
doesn't make
20
any
slavers
sense.
alone, but she loses in a fight to some old
to some old
archaeologist?
random guy. So she is on the outside of like a balcony. He's on the inside. He, I don't know, stabs her, whatever. She
Just
like
through the balcony. Nobody
stands there
expects
and
stuff
hangs out
through
for
the
a while.
balcony.
Somehow I have ended up with 8 tabs from the Mortal Engines wiki open.
stop.
I don't know. We've got. What do you think the Diet of Ulp is? The Diet of Ulp was a peace conference held between the traction cities. It set out the tenets of a lesser martial system of municipal Darwinism, which ended with the dreaded Wheeled War and paved the way for the gold age of traction and the third traction boom.
Classic. Absolute
There's so much
classic
history though.
tractionism.
I bet that happened after Tier
Right.
4 fell.
Look at this. Chesney Hallam, Lord Mayor of London, declared that by eating other cities
Yeah.
and welcomed people as additions, it banned the use of artillery and boarding parties, so they couldn't just shoot them with guns. Instead,
you could try it in
the
Grab 'em.
energy and treasure were used on faster engine and jaws instead of gun batteries.
What?
Okay, sure.
Wait. Ben, go back to that picture once. Picture number 9.
The picture of the
Jitterbug.
The jitterbug?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you can't see it in this. One of them on it is like laser delay, like on the right. It's hard to tell. I could see, beam delay. And I want to be like, just fucking hit beam delay maybe. And like, we could be done right
really?
away.
I didn't
Like
see it.
one of them, you can't tell in this picture, but you can the other one. But anyway, so she stops it. Anna and Valentine, Anna just got stabbed, but she turns around and tells Hester to run. Like she has a full on conversation. I guess Valentine stands there. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
push
he
her
just
off.
holds
He's just
her.
like,
Yeah.
no problem.
Go ahead and,
And
say
then
your piece.
after she is like, now we can be done or some shit like that. And then
Yeah, it's
she's
some
like,
weird, like-
"Ah," and falls into the fog backwards, which is weird. It's weird. It's in slow motion, all that shit. Okay, so after everything has been stopped, which couldn't you just pull out the crash drive and
You would think so.
boot
I
that baby
guess.
back up? Anyway, he's like, we're done. Like he essentially gives up. I guess that's it. And he walks out very like he just had a battle at Mount Doom style. Like he looks rough. He's still talking about the wall coming down, and his daughter is like, I fucking hate you. And he's like, we can still do this, bitch. And he's very excited to still try. And during all this, a bunch of soldiers went to the main control room of London and just killed everyone who was in charge of driving. So shit is going off the wall.
Oh man,
is
this
gonna
is so dumb.
He's gonna GTFO out of there. He gets in a blimp, takes off. He
I
says
forgot
screw it
this
to his
whole part of
daughter.
the movie.
This is the worst part. His daughter goes to the control room and she is like trying to stop London. It's zooming. And it is very like a an old train cartoon, like
Yeah.
the brake like broke off. It is
Polar
where
Express.
it's where she's like, what do I do? Because the handle broke off, and all of a sudden Tom can communicate with them, and he's like, hey, this is Tom. I'm up in an airplane. Let me tell you what to do the whole time. Which
Hey,
I
I can fly planes now.
don't understand.
And I got a new jacket.
Yeah, come look
What are
at
you
me.
doing Friday?
Look out the window to the right, he says.
Yeah.
So he tells her to open up the, I don't know, city eater. What do you call it? The
The maw? I don't know. What is it called?
I don't know.
The Union Jack?
Anyway, he says open it up, and she's like, the whole time too. Okay, imagine you're in a city that cannot stop. It's flying towards a wall, and she's like, you sure about this? Yeah. Like what else we gonna do? I don't. Okay.
Yeah, so hold on. Viggo Mortensen, what's
Yeah.
his name?
Tom?
Agent Smith
Agent Smith.
had his goons kill the drivers of London.
Yeah. Yep. All of
So
them.
that even though Medusa is shut down, he's just gonna fucking ram it?
Yeah. I'm gonna
What
ram it,
is-
bitch.
To what end?
Which
Right,
also,
like,
what
it
does
doesn't-
that
what
get
is
you?
going on?
Why are we doing this?
Like
I
I
don't know.
love this. This is
Yeah,
cool.
this is cool.
That's some cool shit right there. But
Right.
That also
Like-
The
looks
whole
better
movie should
than
have
the
just been
movie.
this.
That looks better than the movie, though. The
Again,
movie was like it
board
didn't make
game
sense.
or video game this.
I want to
this
board game
has
this so bad. Can
game
someone make this?
Written all over it.
Can you imagine catching someone else's city, and you get bigger, but you move slower, and you
Right.
have like
And now you're the target,
Or-
right? The biggest city is always the
Yes.
target.
But like this
This could
what
be
if the
so
whole movie was
cool.
just about this and not about like some guy whose motivations are extremely unclear and like
Right.
you empathize
don't-
with him in the beginning and later he's a maniac you don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's trying to break down the wall. Anyway, Tom says, "Open up the city eater." He goes in.
Yeah,
City
exactly.
eater. Sorry.
He shoots the main engine in there, and he flies out like Millennium
Again,
Falcon style.
I
Like
have to critique this.
you
So
know.
you're telling me that every time London tries to ingest,
Yes.
it exposes its critical weak point?
Oh yeah. Which once
Is
again,
that
Ben and I were both like, why wouldn't they just shoot it when they're in it? Like,
Eh.
if you get eaten, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you get eaten, just get a big gun, shoot
Yeah.
that thing.
Zoom out. You're good. I don't.
Anyway.
I don't know. Okay, during this, Hester and Valentine are on top of a blimp. They're on the ledge. They're fighting all this shit. He's choking her, all this crap. she pulls out a knife, cuts his face. Classic family move, because this is when we
Right.
find out, I guess
Little
he's the
Tit for
dad.
tat. Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Is he the dad?
I don't know. He's like, don't you know why I was visiting so much? And I want to be like, are you trying to? I don't know why.
You just trying
Like,
to
are
bang
we-
my mom?
I don't know.
Or-
What are you saying? Like, I don't. The way he says it, you're still like, do I know? Like, it's a very confusing thing.
Mhm.
She jumps away though. She jumps back onto the airship with Tom. Okay. And then Tom shoots down the blimp, which I'm like, I don't know. What are we doing,
Oh,
Ben?
man.
How do you
Ben,
say traction Stadt?
German word if I've ever
traction
saw one.
stuff? Like, gosh, I don't know.
Traction Stadt, Gesellschaft.
I like it says Traction City Society. If like you're
Right.
trying to,
That's literally just Traction City Society
did
in
they
German.
just smush it into one
That's how
word,
German
though?
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12
Gesell-
German-speaking Traction cities.
Gesellschaft. Yeah.
See,
that's
once again, wouldn't this be
Stadt
better if there
is,
was like a group of
city or
cities?
street.
Like,
Yeah.
look at these guys like burning along. Boo.
What doesn't make sense though is they're like fuel and food is the main problem.
So let's
I've
move
never
around
heard
and
about-
burn it as
I've-
fast as we can.
So-
And I've
in
and
the-
the
in-
whole time though, there's plants around them. Maybe
Right.
stop.
They're
Let's
running
stop
over whole
and make
forests.
food. Let's
Yeah.
make food.
So in the movie, we see what, one traction city? Like,
One traction
lame.
city. They don't talk about
dang it.
food.
Well, and they
And that's it.
talk about in multiple points how London came over the land bridge and how
Yeah.
it got into Europe. Okay, well, where's Germany and France and all these other powers?
No.
Where's the traction
know.
shell scotters?
yeah, where's the
shaft?
traction shaft?
Yeah. Instead, you get these weird little like rinky-dink. Oh, it's one of the Bavarian,
Yeah,
cities.
like
It's like a-
mining.
the equivalent of like an old pickup truck driving around.
It
I don't
doesn't make
understand.
any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, Hester jumps on with Tom. They shoot down Valentine in his blimp. He goes down. Classic. He's still alive when he gets
Classic
down there.
Valentine.
But when he looks up, what's about to run over him? Fucking London, bitches.
No,
What?
come on.
So London kind of runs over him, but then it stops immediately, like 15 feet from the wall. Like that's where they stopped it,
Yeah.
finally. Okay, then picture number 10, Ben. All the people of London, this is what I don't get right away. They all are leaving London like they just got bombed. Okay, the city,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
we're
sure
the
is
victims here.
fine. Yeah. Look at, okay,
Municipal Darwinism?
Ben. Give me picture number 10. They are all leaving London and walking to the wall like they have not had food in years. Like they
Yeah.
are in old blankets. And I'm like, I'm sorry, weren't you cheering 10
Why
minutes
did
ago?
they get off the city? Like,
city was
couldn't-
fine.
It's
Yeah.
their
The
home.
city
It's
was
a
fine.
giant city. Why did they leave?
They were cheering 10 minutes ago about how good it was they were shooting the goddamn wall. And now they are fucking crawling back, bitch. And I guess Catherine's in charge because she is in that tight little number.
Everybody else
and,
is dead. Yeah.
and she goes up
She
to
lost
the
her
Dalai,
sleeves
to the Dalai
somehow?
Lama and she's like, and he tells everyone to put their weapons down.
Like,
and,
chill, dogs.
Yeah. And then we
All right,
find out
everybody be chill.
Tom and Hester are in love, you guys, and they're going to fly around the world together.
This is also forced. like,
The end. That is it.
yep, that's it.
That's it. Ta-da! Okay, so my questions that I wrote really quick. First of all, is the thing how we never talk about food. How are we feeding all the people in London while we zoom around town? I don't know. The other thing, I don't know why he wanted to knock down the wall. Still don't quite understand that.
There's the bad guy
But,
makes no
know.
sense in the second half of this movie.
And he's not that bad in the first half.
Right.
no.
So,
I don't-
uh,
also, I don't know. And then what happened to Tool Boy? What happened
That's
to
a
him?
good question.
I don't know. Good.
Did
good.
something happen to him? Did I miss that? I don't know.
Don't
because
know.
Catherine's by herself then. Like, did he die? Is he gone?
Hopefully. I mean,
Oh,
he had
He was
big.
poor, so
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say hopefully he's dead.
All this conversation, it just has made me want for a movie that doesn't exist and never will.
Right.
number 2.
Right, and now I'm gonna spend an hour reading wiki pages on
I might
municipal
read these.
Darwinism.
I'm
might
so
read
curious
these.
now. What if they're
And
like great books and they
The
I need
just
Traction
something to
Cities War.
I should
I
check
do
it out.
hate that for the movies it was like Peter Jackson. It was written by, and I'm like, he really fucked it up.
The larger metropolises consume smaller cities on a food chain. These smaller cities often consume towns, which consume villages, hamlets, and stationary
Yeah, that
settlements.
Of
makes
course,
sense.
obviously, duh. That's how moving
We're not
cities work.
dumb.
I'm not an idiot.
God damn it.
Like, what
But-
happened? Show me the map. Like, what happened to
Yeah, like you said, Ken.
Medu-
Where's fucking
USA?
France and German and
I'm
where
on
are
it.
the
where-
rest of the
where-
country? Where's Russia?
Where's
Like,
yeah,
where's?
I bet Russia's fucking
I
nerd
bet
doing
Russia
something.
has an actual moving city already in real.
Right? If Russia picked
Right.
up
That seems
tomorrow,
like something
Wait,
we
if
could
you
cook
saw
up.
in the news tomorrow,
Oh my
Russia
God, yeah,
fucking got
obviously.
up and started zooming around, you go, yeah, I expect
Right, with that what is that some saint cathedral, the one with like the
It's just like
swirls
zooming.
on top?
Yes.
That would be on top of it, right? Obviously.
Yeah, right. If someone told me that was a gun,
that
I go,
St.
yeah,
Peter's
we
Cathedral?
know.
I think
I don't
yeah.
know. But once I would not be surprised if someone said that. Yeah, we know they have a giant laser gun in there. We know they're
It's
zooming
very
around.
Russian. And we, yeah.
They have a
All right,
scientist.
all we
working
have
on-
here's this shot from the movie of the map of the world.
Whoa, so South America got swung hard.
Right. But let's
What? Wait, hold on. Did Russia just go away?
apparently.
No, I think it got smushed
Did
somehow.
it get smushed?
Well, that would explain how London is able to drive to China in the scope of like one day,
That's true.
right?
I don't.
But then I see here there's also this. There's this here, the Great Hunting Ground.
What?
And then the
Okay.
anti-traction leads.
Anti-traction.
Oh,
Actually.
Africa was fine. Yeah.
Africa was like, we're good. We don't need to be zooming around.
That doesn't make it look too.
But also, like, is the hunting grounds just that tiny area?
I made a very rough map of
it's
the
just
Mortal
Europe.
Engines universe a while back. I'm going to repost it here. This was in 2011.
What's the
Man,
what do you
someone
think the
contact
Black
this person.
Island is?
Yeah,
Wow.
what is that?
I don't
All right,
know.
so the Mediterranean got sort of swallowed up a lot. What is that? The Black
Wasn't
Sea?
someone made
normally?
this?
The Black Island is an island in the Sea of Kazakh. In Mortal Engines, Airhaven landed there for repairs after it was attacked by Shrike.
It did not land there. It was done.
No, it crashed into Poland.
It was. If you had a bonfire and you throw an old Christmas tree in,
The
that's what
pirate
it looked
suburb Tunbridge Wheels tried to eat it,
Like. Hold on. What?
but it sank before it reached the island.
Shrike killed the surviving pirates and tried to kill Tom and Hester. He was killed by Tom and buried on the island. I still.
But don't
So
forget,
they
don't
just
forget
skipped
the
over
island was
this.
attacked by the Traction
Ah.
Gesellschaft.
Traction Staatsgesellschaft. Hey, everybody. Welcome to your favorite podcast, the Traction Staatsgesellschaft.
And
that's it.
every time. Oh my god. Oh wait.
What's that? What's her name? The blonde lady in the bathrobe, where she's like, and that's it. So
Are you
I'm
talking
gonna.
about Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah,
Oh,
Gwyneth
yeah.
Paltrow.
Blonde lady. Wow. Okay.
I couldn't remember
Well,
her name.
hold
I
on,
knew
Ben.
you would get it.
Ben, do you have a would you rather? Because I do.
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
I've got one,
I'm-
actually, yeah.
I'm gonna say, would you rather watch a movie about Shrike's life ahead of time, like a prequel, or about the Big Tilt?
Oh, the big tilt. Absolutely.
You don't want to know about
I'm going to
Shrike?
cheat. I think you could make this into one movie. This is the
Shrike
prequel.
and the big. Maybe he
Right.
causes a
you
big
get to
tilt.
maybe he's involved in some way, or he was there when it happened.
Okay, that's right. What if he would? What if he died that way and then they took his body from the Big Tilt?
Ooh, perfect.
Shrek is like, he's just kind of yells. He's just
like
mean.
Shrek. Like
I'm okay
sad
with
that
Shrek.
died.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch
I
a
feel
Shrek
like
movie though. I would watch a Big
100%
Tilt
though,
movie
He had reason to be pissed.
because
Can you imagine your kid just fucking left
Hold
one day
on.
and didn't say a
Hold
goddamn
on.
thing?
Hold on. You know who we cast in the Big Tilt?
Who?
The Rock. I mean, he's our guy
Right.
for
He'd be throwing
cataclysmic-
cars that are hanging over.
Right.
The
He
side
can
of the
save
big tail.
everybody except
in
Tom's
the
parents.
helicopter. Yep.
Yeah, Tom's parents are done. They got immediately crushed. in
Right?
big
The
tail.
Rock
I bet.
pulls up in like a boat.
Oh yeah.
Shrek had something to deal with it. The big tilt.
And
What were they?
I'd want to
Trying-
watch the Big Tilt because I feel like there was other thing. I would get to see more municipal Darwinism in
Well,
the Big Tilt.
You don't have a big tilt on accident, right? You don't accidentally come
right?
up
Like,
on
does it
a
just?
mountain
You can't be
range.
like, whoa.
They had to get surrounded
Like,
by a bunch of gefilte felta fish
yeah.
or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
the
Conchita
geshelta
Chapas,
shots.
yeah.
And so they like pushed them to an edge. Maybe they went down into the boot of Italy,
Right.
and they're like,
How
"Oh
many?
shit!"
Ben, can you look up how many people died in the big tilt of Tier 4?
Yeah, let me.
Tier 4 big tilt. How many people died?
How many people
Okay,
died
Google. How many people died?
in the Big Tilt?
Tier 4.
It's a Tier 4.
Tier 4.
He keeps saying that as if you're like there were multiple tilts.
Hold on,
I've
there's a
seen it.
wiki
I know,
for the
I know
Big
the
Tilt.
tiers.
In this accident, part of Tier 4 collapsed onto Tier 5 and crushed multiple buildings.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we know that.
But
Come on.
like how many
Come on.
people? Like 1, 2, 10, 10,000. What are we talking about?
Well, a lot of people theorize Magnus Chrome caused the Big Tilt to happen to gain the position of Lord Mayor.
Ooh,
Lord
see?
Mayor did this?
This is
but
perfect
he was
prequel
so
stuff.
not up with the cathedral.
damn.
He was pissed when
I
he
love
found
how
out that
under
cathedral.
victims, it's Tom's parents and
That's it?
unknown Londoners.
So like 5
Well,
people died. Is that what we're-
Survivors, Tom Natsworthy, and unknown Londoners.
What? That's stupid. Okay, here's my thing. Did no one? The cathedral wasn't like a Sunday church.
Nobody
scenario?
went there ever?
No.
Yeah,
No
it's
one
just
allowed.
empty.
To be
That was
like
tier
you
1.
walk in one day and you're like, oh,
You can't
Yeah,
go to
maybe
Tier
it's,
1.
it's just it's a preservation thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not
You-
welcome on Tier 1.
it's
Yeah.
not like the church. It's not.
All right.
No.
Would you rather
Okay, okay.
Shrek
I know. What
or
you're gonna say.
Shrike?
Am I being raised by them or what?
Would you rather
Yeah.
be raised by Shrike or Shrek?
Ooh. I mean, they're basically the same.
I kind of like
One's
Shrike.
feeding you canned gray stuff.
Oh, that's true.
One's making earwax candles.
Again,
One's-
basically the same.
Taking you around.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pick Shrek just because Donkey is like gonna be
Yeah.
my friend. then.
Strike is not
Also-
aware of any kind of line that a child might like be scared of.
Shrike was like, "Do you want to put together these old creepy dolls with me?"
Right.
Like
you want to
that's what
assemble
his fun
human
was.
bones into a bone
Yeah,
cake.
and it was him like with a doll head, and he was like staring
Right.
at it for a while.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm gonna pick Shrek. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick Shrek.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather be a tractionist or an anti-tractionist? I will hold this against you.
Man.
Did you
Okay.
just essentially ask if I'm like a Nazi or not? Like that?
The interesting thing is that you said want, because who would I be? Probably anti-tractionist.
Sure.
Who
But
do
you
I want to be?
You want to be on London, like
I
ingesting?
want to see what's up with the tilt.
Municipal Darwinism.
How about a little tilt?
I'm definitely gonna.
Little tilt.
I'm gonna be. I'm anti. I'm gonna be. Yeah.
Anti is so lame though.
Well,
so
it is- and
normal.
It's
In
lame,
a
but guess
world
what? It is
with
very
moving
smart.
cities.
If someone told
you
me,
want to live a
do
normal
you want to do
life?
this or that? I go. I'd like to eat and just be able to like go. I don't.
I
Chill
Why
out.
are
know.
we zooming
Of
around?
course,
Like,
that's
what
the
are you
right
talking
choice.
about?
But
This
that's
movie
lame.
does not provide a compelling case for either side.
It's not like fun.
It's
Life
not-
looked pretty good on the other side of the shield wall.
They open up that shield wall and it's like a different planet, basically.
That didn't make sense either. I don't.
Right. Why is
I
it
don't-
greener there? Why
What
did
are we doing? Yeah. What? I don't know.
Because
None
it's
of
not
it
in the
made
hunting
sense.
grounds.
Yeah, but the 60-minute war is the reason the world sucks.
All right, let's
Not-
check out
It didn't-
60-minute war.
Okay,
Hold on.
It didn't seem like the shield wall was telling people you can't go by. Couldn't the Southies just go on through and then just like live a good life?
Oh my gosh,
You
there's
think
the
so?
Mortal
Not eat people?
Engines
Yeah.
Quartet and the Fever Crumb series. How many
What is the-
books are there?
What does that mean? What's that? What?
Hold on. I
Is
think
the
there's
Mortal
four
Engines
Mortal Engines.
Quartet a band?
The Mortal Engines Quartet, What's the Fever Crumb series? Is a prequel series.
Fever Crumb.
Shrek.
Do
Yeah,
not
that's-
try and get me to read anything about
The
a
main
character
hero of the
named
series is Fever Crumb.
Oh,
Wait, it's
pass.
a name Fever Crumb?
There are
No.
Is
there
he a
are three
mouse?
books.
Is
Three
he a
books.
mouse with a sword?
Him and his friend, an orange cat
Yeah.
wearing a suit.
Despero
like-
and Fever Crumb?
They're not even that old. The 2008, 9, and 10.
That is old, but okay.
No, 2009, 10, and
Crumb.
11.
Bored to play Victor Crumb? Like you're just saying
Oh,
it
yeah.
wrong. Ben's just been wrong.
All right. We got to wrap this up. This
Hold
has
on, though.
been wonderful.
Wait, Ken, did you do Would You Rather?
Yeah.
You,
Tractionist or
traction. Yeah,
anti-tractionist?
you did. You did.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys both
Okay.
got
Are
it
you
wrong.
Ken,
Victor
what's your-
Crumb or are you
what's
an
your
Anna
answer
Fang?
to that?
I don't have an answer. The setup is stupid.
You were
There's
gonna
no-
keep it. You're gonna.
There's not
You're-
remotely
okay.
enough information
Okay.
to go off.
I'd rather be Victor Crumb.
Look at all this information about the Fever Crumb series.
Now
There's
I
not that
have to
much.
listen to these. I have to like.
You
read
gotta
them.
do 'em all.
I should read. I'll read Mortal Engines 1.
What's a
I bet
remembering
it's really
machine?
cool.
Most mortal engine of
But
them
now I'm
all.
so sad that Tom kills Shrike. Like I'm pissed about
Tom
that.
sucks.
It's
Yeah,
after
maybe we
Shrike
should
gets run
kill-
over by 2 different cities, though.
But I just want to be like, somebody kills Tom. Who cares about him?
maybe
I
Yeah,
want
book,
Shrike
Shrike
maybe
died.
book time
Maybe
is
he does.
cool.
What?
Maybe book time is cool.
That's true.
Maybe.
It's like
But now-
it's
I-
show parent and
I
book
am
parent.
excited.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
I am excited if Anna Fang turns into a Shrike. You know, that'd be cool.
What's her name? Seeker Fang? Hunter
Uh,
Fang?
Something like that.
Fanger Fang?
Fang
Fang or
City or
Fang?
something. Fang Dead. Fang.
Fangs.
That's
Fang
Fang.
Stalker. Stalker Fang.
Stalker Fang. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yep. You got it. Good.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right, and with
Okay.
that, we're going to sign off. Thank you everybody who turned in. This was a wonderful time. The D list will be back with some irregularity whenever we
Yeah.
want to. So keep an eye out for the live streams.
We'll post about it on the Instagram.
All right, and we'll see you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.